Hey everyone. Hey everyone. I realize that tonight is the college football
Oh, shit, I forgot about that. Goodbye.
Oh, whatever.
season finale.
Well, it's the championship, the alleged championship game.
The
Whatever.
alleged championship game,
Whatever.
which,
Who cares?
by all rights doesn't look like it's actually going to be quite that
Interesting.
Oh,
evenly
Georgia's going to
keeled.
destroy them.
So there's that. So
Sorry, you
greetings,
don't like
everyone.
horny frogs?
Welcome to
I do. That'd be awesome if
Monday.
TCU won, but there's probably not going to. Yeah, well, welcome to E Street Radio.
Welcome to Monday, January 9th. I am here with my friends in hate, which would be Xavier right there, and then Johnny right there,
I got a
and
horn door
then
between my
Dennis
mouth.
No, I'm over
right
this way. I'm over this way.
there. Oh, does it show differently for you?
It
Like if I
does,
do,
yeah, because you're right over
oh,
there.
that's weird because I have my screen mirrored so that I look normal to myself. So wow, that's
I don't want
weird.
to look
Well,
normal
I
to
see it the way
myself.
Dennis is seeing it.
Well, how does Dennis see anything? But look at Dennis's cheesecake. That was really
Usually through a couple of drinky
good.
booths.
This shows why I
Exactly, through
drink.
a big
That was
glass.
the best. That was absolutely the
Thank
best.
you, little buddy. I needed a background.
Okay, so hi everybody. Today's show once again started where it was like, holy shit, there's absolutely nothing to listen to or pay. Oh, I'm drinking tonight too. So there's that. I just got a little something, something.
I have a little. I guess I have a little more quantity.
I have my bottle here.
Oh,
See,
okay. Oh,
this
very
is called
nice.
this is called Heaven Sake,
Oh,
which is a
geez.
Jumai.
Looks like a
What do you-
bong.
Isn't it awesome? It's like
So
a
it looks
beautiful
like from that, like
teardrop.
right there.
Yeah.
You're drinking bong water.
That's something Gary Delabate would drink with his
This guy's
coffee.
Gary.
It's a
Well,
beautiful
fuck out,
teardrop
look out,
shape.
like,
That's
look
why I
at
brought it
fuck.
down. It's just so bulbous and delicious.
Bulbous.
Bulbous and delicious. Yes, I'm
Hey,
drinking Ripple.
Bon Jovi will clip that.
Didn't you see my name for today? 100% right, 17% of the time.
Isn't that from Black? Is it Black Panther? From
No, it's Black Monique.
from Anchorman.
Yes.
It smells like Bigfoot's dick.
Okay, so
Actually-
here's what's going on today. So we listened to the show, and I can only say Dennis and I. I'm never really sure if John has listened or not, but he might. And it started out really, really offensive and horrible and pluggish and Pornhub and all this stuff. And the one thing I said to Dennis before we came on air tonight was I'm starting to notice, and John, maybe you'll think about this too as we listen to the show. Ever since Chad said to us basically that Howard is handed a script before the show starts on a daily, I realized that he does horrific transitions into his next bit, if you will.
Oh yeah, 12-second pauses. That's probably the prime reason for 12-second pause when you do the thing count. You do the alligator count, and you hear paper shuffling, and you see his crazy eyes going to 16 different monitors. Absolutely, he's the worst segue guy amongst other
Worst
things.
segue guy, but I just happen to notice it even more currently because they're just so. What did you say, Dennis? Before we got on air,
They're
just
abrupt.
so
They're abrupt, and
abrupt.
they actually should have. There should be a bumper in between the two, but he doesn't care. So, yeah, no. Oh, and the T-shirts. Oh, let's address this is a beautiful gift from KC.
Exactly, and this is a beautiful gift to myself. It just basically says, if I was a Jedi, there's 100% chance I would use the Force inappropriately. I don't know where I got this, but I really like the color.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of skin toned, kind of. So it matches my skin, kind of.
I hear the Howard's production company is not going to be 1 12-second pause.
Oh, that was really bad.
Yeah,
All right.
that's why I'm here.
He doesn't care. He just reads the script, goes from page to page, and the cuts were so harsh this morning. It was just
horrible.
I was
horrible.
It's also a guy completely devoid of passion, reading his script in addition to. So you get reading his script, and then you get a guy who is as apathetic and passionless reading it, and it comes off, and that leads to horrible segues.
Okay, so
I
we're gonna
want you guys.
highlight-
Hey, wait, hang on. I want you guys to process this, everybody. It's almost 365 days since the high watermark of creativity on the Howard Stern show was the cum hat.
Cum hat.
Think about that. We're about like plus or minus like 25 days away from that being the
Super
who's on
Bowl,
first of fucking the Stern show for an
This is
entire
true.
year.
This
You mean
is
the
there
bit
has
that
been-
died?
the bit that
Nah.
went nowhere.
There hasn't been one creative thought from the Stern show in an entire calendar year.
And I know
everybody
the
to
guy who
process
almost replaced John Madden in 2001 surely started today off with his NFL wrap-up shit with the last week of the season, right?
That's funny.
With all the crazy
That's
drama
funny.
yesterday, right?
That's funny.
Well, we have
Oh,
lots to go through today. We
First
have.
testosterone fan base.
We didn't think it was going to be anything worth anything today, and it wasn't. It was a horrible show. It was. But he went through Trump's tweet, truth, whatever you want to call it.
How long did it take him to get to it?
A while, about 2.5 hours.
That's what it seemed like in the mockery thread. It seemed
2.5
like
hours in,
gauge it by
and he finally went to Trump and Freud, and you could tell
We'll
that
come back to it. We'll come back to it.
yeah. So yeah.
Let's start the show with what the show started with. How about that?
Oh, that was so bad.
You know, so much to get to. Here
Does
we
it
go.
need to start with anything?
Hey, we got. Listen, I want to spend this week getting to a bunch of things from Christmas that that were Christmas themed, and we're already into.
So, anybody want to tell me why on today, Monday, January 9th, it's even past the 12 days of Christmas at this point, right?
If me already
It
happened.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, normal people other than Xavier have already started to take down their dead, dying,
Oh
and
no!
burn the house down, fire trees.
That doesn't happen until July.
If then, but he's gonna get to some Christmas
January
Christmas
here.
stuff because that's
So,
needed.
Jesus, what a-
Christmas.
just real quick, so many
garbage
people
show.
said they love when I held a seance and I contacted.
Oh yeah, I'm
No.
sorry. So this clip
No.
just blends right into the next
Yeah,
segue.
there's a hard.
This is a
two pieces of
perfect
paper.
example.
Two
This is
pieces
a
of paper.
perfect example of a segue that. Okay, let's go back there again. Sorry, I forgot that I blended this into one 48-second clip. Here we go.
Just real quick, so many people this year said
Wait,
they
sorry.
love January. That were Christmas themed, and we're already into January here. So, just real quick, so many people this year said they love when I held a seance and I contacted all
Who
the
said
dead
that?
comics up in heaven.
Nobody.
Who said that?
Jeremy
Nobody.
Coleman said that
Yeah, Marcy,
Yeah.
Marcy loved it.
Nobody.
on Moldred.
Nobody said
And-
this.
Actually,
and-
Adam Rich said that yesterday.
Ooh.
They said, please, would you do that again? It would be so great to hear what the
No.
comics
No,
think
no.
of
No.
2022.
No.
And now we're here in 2023. And blah, 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 blah. All right,
Do
so
they
who am
have
I?
any predictions for the
Right.
new year, the coming year?
Ba, 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 ba.
2022 was a crazy year. I mean, a lot happened.
Really?
And so, because
Because a lot happened in 2022.
You wouldn't know listening to this show.
Yeah, let's do a seance on people
guys
that died.
requested and you're subscribers and you pay for this
Oh, wait.
service.
Yeah, I love this. Right.
And so, because you guys requested and you're subscribers and you
No, they
pay for
didn't
this
request it.
service, who better to break it all down than a group of our favorite dead comics? So I'm going to hold a seance now,
I
Robin.
actually turned the radio off at this point.
And I will
I didn't listen
attempt
to
to
this.
resurrect Joan Rivers, Bernie Mac, Norm MacDonald.
So I thought he would say Gilbert Gottfried.
No,
one and only
no,
Rodney
no
Day.
comedians
But
on the
remember,
show.
when Norm died, he said he didn't know him.
I didn't really know him.
I didn't really
I
know.
didn't really know him.
Yeah, same shit.
So then he
Yeah,
went on for about a good half hour.
Yes, he did.
I see you, Tyler Durden. For a good half hour with a seance with all the people that do the horrible voice impersonations of those people.
Give him a break,
So-
Monique. You know Jews love cold Chinese food. That's why he's getting to it now.
No, this is cold and rotten Chinese food at this point.
What do Jews do on Christmas, Dennis?
Eat
They
Chinese.
go out and have
food,
Chinese.
Movies, the Knicks, Chinese food, and
Chinese food.
the movies.
I don't know these people.
I'm
I'm just here as part of my
Long
probation.
Islanders consent. That's
I'm
my Long
gonna
Island.
I have some clips. Hold on, I gotta clean my smudgy glasses. I have some clips that I don't even know that we need to get to. Do we want to hear about Ray talking about how she's responsible for Emily becoming a rabbinical student?
No, I could summarize that
Only
entire-
because Emily's in it, Monique. Other than that, I can't deal with his parents anymore unless they're dead.
Well,
Unless Ray dies, only
Because-
because Emily's in it, I'll hear it.
the only point of that entire segment though is that Beefus is a angel and a saint.
Yeah,
That
fuck
was-
that. You know what? I bypassed all of that because
The angel and the saint.
Angel and the Saint, and
Saint.
she's the one that Ray apparently pays attention to, and not
Oh,
Howard.
yes.
But he needed, Ray takes complete credit for who Emily has turned out to be.
I told your daughter to go into nursing. Or she'll go, I told
This is
Emily
so horrible.
to become a rabbi. I said, you love the temple because, she always,
She's responsible for everybody.
By the way, just highlight in your ears how many times he says, "Get up,"
Yeah,
You
he
know,
loves that. Yes,
like it's
yes,
so
yes.
fast, and it's just constant. It's constant. Get up, get up,
Because it's a complete lie.
get
Complete
up.
lie.
Hang on.
Can you believe he's in radio? He's been in radio for 45 years.
she
and he still
always,
can't-
She's responsible for everybody's choices.
yeah. Like she's always like, I
Emily
told
wasn't
you.
studying for years.
No. It's always no. She was like, when Emily was trying to figure out what to do in life, I said to her, "You'll like to go to the temple. You should do something with religion."
Sure, she did.
No, you didn't. No, she didn't. You liar.
This.
Look at what David says. Howard described his kids in 2009 as, quote, super Jewy to his mom on her last call on the air. Was that her last call? And why do you know that, David?
That's scary. Well, he is like,
That's like
200 years
13
old.
years ago. Was her last call?
Was it
Yeah.
officially announced as her last call, or we're just assuming?
I don't think
We're
they
going-
called in. I don't think that they called in since then.
No,
Honestly, let me think about that for a second. I
Mm-mm.
yeah. I don't
No,
think
his
they-
parents didn't keep kosher. I do not believe that they were religious.
No,
He's
they
never
weren't.
mentioned religion as being like a big
Wait,
part.
His
of his
mother did transcendental meditation. If you're a
Exactly, which is
super religious
completely
Jew, you don't do that.
antithetical to being a Jew.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Oh my God, you're so right, G. Young Ray, the OG narcissist. I invented
He
everything.
vacillates back and forth on it. He's Jewish by convenience. He doesn't know
Correct.
how to play this. He's
Most
constantly
Jews,
changing the
most Jews
script
are
on
Jews
this.
by convenience. Most Jews are atheists. Most
Yes.
Jews don't give a rat's ass about religion. Most Jews don't keep kosher. Most Jews don't have two fucking ovens.
Moving the
Two washing
moving-
machines. I mean,
moving the menorah goalposts.
Very nice.
yes, Chief Phony Feathers. It was full of nuggets. These are the shows where we think,
Yes.
oh my God, this is going to be horrible. It's just disgusting and the worst thing we've ever heard. But it is the worst thing we've ever heard. But the nuggets of truth that come out are just delicious.
Unfortunately, there's all those. You're mining for gold in a pile of poo.
Shit.
Even he
Pure
can't lie
shit,
for three
like
and a half
dinosaur
hours
shit.
straight.
I didn't mean two ovens. I meant two washing machines. But when I
Same
bought
thing.
my oven, and I was trying to set the timer on it, there was actually a Shabbat setting.
Oh, no.
And what that means is
Shabbat.
because what that means is since you're not allowed to handle dew or like you have to take the stairs, you can't take an elevator, like nothing electric can be done. You can't drive, you can't do anything. So what you do is you set your oven on the Shabbat setting so that the oven will go on at a specific time to cook your food. So technically you did not touch the oven in order to cook whatever you're
But
cooking.
also, we're no work on Saturday.
And did you know? Okay, I'm going to tell you like a little stupid, ridiculous fun fact. But did you know that that's how the crock pot started? So there used to be this guy who baked bread. He had a bakery,
Oi.
and there were a grouping of Hasidim or Jewish people that kept kosher where he lived. And what they used to do is they used to bring their pots of food to his very, very hot, already heated ovens. And can we please just put our food in the oven because it's Shabbat and we're not allowed to use anything. So they would put their food into this oven, which would slow cook it until the next day so they could go pick it up and eat it.
Oy
He
vey.
said, holy shit, you know what? I bet you food, cooked that way, slow and low, would be amazing if I could just deliver slow heat on a crock pot or something cooked like that. And voila, crock pot was invented. There you go. How do you like that?
Wow. That's how I make my gravy.
Exactly. Me too. Slow and low.
Slow and low, baby.
That's how I make my ribs too.
Does anybody really think that their key to getting into the eternal life type of heaven is the fact that they
Is
didn't
to not eat
touch the
lobster?
casserole back in
Yes.
1997?
That and
Like,
two
is that
sets of
really going to
plates.
fucking come into play?
To not eat fucking baby back
I mean,
spare
think
ribs?
about that.
No.
Yeah.
Wait. But if
Any
you,
religion.
I
I'm
mean,
not
if
just
you
talking about like
go to
Chris
the
Rock had a big.
Catskills,
Oh my
Like
God.
Chris Rock
Roast
used to
Yeah,
do the thing
I
about.
know what you're saying. Like, wouldn't you think Hanukkah Harry has better things to do than worry about that? I know what you're saying.
But
Absolutely.
so is Islam and Christianity. There's always like all these
yeah, exactly,
weird
there's weird rules.
food
Lots of weird
things
rules.
that
But the Islam rules are almost the same as the kosher rules. And a
Yeah,
lot of
well,
the best kosher
well,
restaurants
here's
in
a
New
newsflash,
York
they all
are
come-
owned by Muslims, interestingly enough. And
You know
Jews
what?
will go there and, because the meat is kosher.
the
food is
best way
kosher.
to describe all religions is like think about the Yardbirds became Led Zeppelin, later became like fucking the Jimmy Page and Robert Plant touring together. It's like they
Yeah.
all kind of started from the same place. They just diverted into different silliness.
Okay, what does that have to do with Jews and kosher?
I have no
I
idea.
mean,
that have
I'm
to
just
do with
saying is just
parallel.
the whole notion of food
What are you going to eat
and
tonight, Mom?
being and saving your eternal soul seems a little silly to me.
They both
I don't know.
plagiarized.
The first time I
All of
ever
it,
heard,
all of them.
the
Every
first time I
single.
understood kosher, and I said to somebody, "So you've never had a bacon cheeseburger, have you?" And it's like, no, no, and no. It's like you can't.
Is that why John Hein doesn't eat that
meat.
stuff?
You can't eat
No,
bacon.
because he's weird.
Weird.
That's why he
Okay.
doesn't eat it. He's weird.
Maybe there is Jewish undertones, and he won't say it.
No.
Maybe there
Yeah,
is.
there you go. Benjamin has it. The quote to
But-
Chris Rock. So
Yes.
Like Chris Rock said, I killed a bunch of kids, but I ate rats.
that's exactly right. Anyway,
All right, so let's move on a little bit.
Back to the stern nonsense.
Thank you. Okay, so next we're going to talk about Robin's Christmas gift. And he's so proud of himself. He's so proud of how he set this up. He's so proud of, the effort it took to give Robin a wonderful gift this year.
I contacted Captain Dennis. I said, do me a favor. Take a picture of all of Robin's cats and send me, but not shitty pictures. Spend some time.
No, Costco dogs are not kosher. Don't you remember last week we
Hebrew
looked into
National.
that
No,
after
you're
I
talking about
vomited
Kirkland.
out?
No, wait.
After-
You're talking about Kirkland? He's referring to that when they were Hebrew National.
They're not
They still
eating
sell,
They're
meat.
sell them.
not
They just don't have them at the
kosher.
Nope. Not anymore.
Hebrew National's not kosher?
No,
Well,
no,
yeah,
the
they are,
Costco
but the
dogs.
Costco ones aren't.
Yeah.
You can't just
But
say-
there's
you
two
can't say-
totally different things.
No, it isn't. Just because Costco sells Hebrew National doesn't mean that the Costco brand hot dog, which is what you're all talking
Okay,
about,
Kirkland is one brand.
the Costco
Hebrew
hot dog.
National is a totally different brand. They
The
used to sell
$1.50 hot dog.
the food court used to be Hebrew National before they came up with their own Kirkland hot dog.
Oh, now it's not kosher, so the Jews can't
Yeah,
eat the
and-
hot dog.
Yeah, not Kirkland. He's referring to Hebrew National. Yes.
Okay, I'm new to this
See?
dog.
Seven,
So
Hey, Mo, 17% of the time.
100% right. Remember, no relish. Don't ever put relish in that ever
I will
again.
never do that again.
Don't do that. Don't do
I
that.
have to tell you honestly, I think that hot dog can be shared by two people. Like it's like a meal that can be
Wait a
split.
minute. I just had a thought.
Hot dog in a hallway.
I know exactly. What you just thought. You fucking
Exactly.
Wow.
Taking pictures of them in
Rupert, that's a really
different
funny
poses
mafia
and
joke.
really good.
Wait, you have to listen to this because this is him asking Captain Dennis to take pictures of all of Robin's
Rob's
cats.
cats.
So
Can
that
we
he
just state it? It's not Howard contacting Captain Dennis. Who's contacting? Whoever Laura Lackner's replacement is right now.
Laura Lackner.
Howard's not
Laura Lackner
personally-
Lackey.
more like Chad Lackey.
Chad
Laura's
Lackey.
personally not Howard's personally not contacting anyone ever.
No,
Certainly not Captain Dennis.
no.
No, certainly not Captain Dennis. But let's listen to the detail that he requires in order to paint this.
Pictures. Spend some time taking pictures of them in different poses and really good quality pictures, nothing blurry. I'm going to paint one of Robin's cats.
Oh, I'm sorry. So why do you need why can't you just do it from a picture, whatever he takes? Or is it that it has to be so clear and so specific so that you can trace over it with your charcoal and your mirror?
Oh no,
And then
That's
not
right.
trace over it. Not trace over it. Use Photoshop.
Yeah, just
and
go
then
to the
just
filter,
create it,
the
and
filter
filter it.
thingy.
So it's clear.
Honestly, it's actually what happened? RadioGunk getting comments about Ron Jeremy being mentally unfit for trial.
Yeah, so there
he's
you
playing
go.
the crazy card now.
He's playing a crazy card.
That Jew brain, it rots. It rots. It all went to the penis. I have nothing to say about Ron Jeremy other than he had a tremendous penis and it was very ugly. And he's a very pudgy, short, hairy,
Harry, yes.
gross man. And the fact that he actually was a porn superstar just shows you that Kanye is right. Jews do run the businesses. And it's amazing.
I don't know these people.
There
that
was
he
an art- there was
was
an-
able
there
With
was
parents.
to do what he did and be who he was in that business. It's just kind of shocking to me.
There was an ongoing thing with Ron Jeremy. I'm sure you guys somewhat remember it. Is that he couldn't get on the Stern Show for 25 years. He would call Gary every week to try to get on the show, and it was a
Who, Ron?
joke. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he couldn't get on.
Yeah.
And I think the only time he got on is during that crazy cabbie porn shit in Howard's room or desk or however they framed that. And they tried that was the only time he was ever on the show.
Hey, John, you would know this. Who shot the porn in Howard's studio?
Crazy cabbie.
Was it Crazy Cabby?
Cabby.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was we talked to you heard a thing with Chad, right? He said he and the interns went crazy in Howard's just because it was gone. Yeah, he had great pictures for us in Howard's desk.
Okay, let me finish the clip.
And I had this whole plan. I went to this very expensive stationery place and
Very important. Do you tell us it was very expensive?
scanning place.
It's amazing.
And I put together this
Scanning place.
Why does it have to be
Scanning
expensive? Don't we have
painting
$40
and
scanners at home?
stationery and cards and things with my painting on it. And I framed the painting I made. And I said, listen, and the paintings take me 3-4 weeks, sometimes more, because I'm very slow at it. And
You're slow.
Wasn't the painting that he did that Beth showed us the other day, wasn't that his first painting of the year?
Yes, but this is Robin's Christmas.
Yeah, that
gift.
makes no
So
sense.
this was.
I don't know.
I don't know when this Christmas gift was given. I'm confused. I mean, the whole story doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. It reeks of just bullshit.
There's your boyfriend KC.
Hey,
It's true how it was
Casey!
proposed by Ron Jeremy and was passed on over 10 times before he came
Wow.
up with someone.
What timing this guy has.
Casey, do
Casey,
you know the story about him assaulting me at a club?
Sure, too, Monique. Another.
I'm gonna go
You
watch the
guys know
national
the
game. You guys
politics.
let me know when this is over.
And put his penis out at me and asked me if I wanted to go into one of the rooms with him and do some hanky panky funny business.
That was at Limelight, right?
No.
Oh,
The guy
Phenom?
was dating. He and I were at Limelight, and he was a huge drug dealer. So he had to go to a place that was kind
Casey
of like
heard it already.
Plato's Retreat to go drop off some stuff. And he knew I was young. I mean, I was only like 19, 16, 17. Maybe I was like 18. Yeah, I was probably like 18. And he said, "You stay here. You just wait at the front. I will be right back." And so I just waited. And that's when Ron Jeremy, the Ewok, as Benjamin just called him a little earlier, came over to me.
Boom, 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 boom.
Who's doing that?
boom, 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 boom,
And
boom.
he came
Very
over
short
and just
porn
like
stars and
took this thing, and he was naked. He just walked up to me naked with his big thing just erratically like rocking back and forth between his legs, and all I could see was this hairy, disgusting chest, with all those like pubic, gross. I
What
can't.
Mo isn't
And
telling
you
you
said
about
to him,
this?
weren't you a
Wait,
substitute
wait,
teacher
what
that's
Mo is not
watching?
telling you about this is how it all truly began. Mo was on the corner with her tennis racket and her uniform, going, looking at her clock. Well, I guess my ride's not gonna show up. And then,
Time. Wait.
hey, what's going on? Where's your? I got stood up again.
Casey
I
said
would never
Pauly Shore
stand
is
you
same
up.
thing with the show.
It's so
Good call.
disgusting. It's actually really gross. It's a gross story. And you know what? It's one of those things that really affected me adversely for a
Can't
long
imagine
time.
why.
And the reason I talk about it so much is because it affected me so adversely. So it makes it easier to process amongst many, many. I mean, he's really just one in a series of horrific things. But yeah, it's kind of gross animal. Really just disgusting. I'm glad that he has no kind of mental capacity. It's just a
You really buy that? You don't think it's fake crazy to get out of he's doing a wine scene? I don't buy any bit of that. Thank you, Rupert Pumpkin, for that update on Ron Jeremy. He called in for 2 minutes.
the
Do you know
video
the
game idol. What?
Do you know Casey brought up Pauly Shore in the same vein as Ron Jeremy? You know the Pauly Shore story? The crazy. You actually know the
quickly
story?
tell us your favorite Pauly Shore story.
The weasel.
He apparently solicited Denise Richards as a prostitute working for Heidi Fleiss. He tried to rough her up. She went back and told Heidi Fleiss. She got her goons to tie him up in a body bag and tie him from the Hollywood sign, and the cops found him within inches of his life.
Weasel.
Deserved.
The weasel.
Okay, let's move on, shall we?
Oh God! You told
Where were we?
20-minute Ron Jeremy story.
I don't even know what's going on. What show are we doing today?
I don't know at this point.
I don't
I
even
guess
do,
it was
exactly.
news today that Ron Jeremy did whatever he did, but fuck him. Who really cares what happens to him? He could rot in hell for all I care.
And yet we're all familiar with his work.
I don't even know where we were.
Painting.
Yeah,
we were having
Marin's
him
going over all
Photoshop-
your Me Too's, Monique. JD, Ron Jeremy, Scott Baio. Who's the J in the middle? Jackie? Jackie?
There's no winner here.
There's no winner here.
There's no
yeah,
winner.
when he had photoshopped the picture that Captain Dennis sent him and got the Photoshop picture framed. That's where we were because he had scanned in Photoshop.
Okay, well that was it, I think.
That's it.
Well, I mean, what else can I get Robin? I've given her everything else.
So basically, they were just talking about Christmas gifts and how they should decide to not give each other any more Christmas gifts and whatever. And it really meant.
Well, the biggest gift he probably could have given Blobbin was maybe seeing her. Oh wait, that's too much.
Hey KC, while you're sitting there watching us on your TV in your living room, clutching your RadioGunk football, I'm just wondering where my blanket is. That's all.
Wow.
I showed it to the boys, and I said, "And you made me a blanket too." And I don't have it, and I'm just wondering if it was coming. All right, so next thing on our list of stuff to talk about is matchmaker for Chris. All right, gross. So Chris Wilding, who sits in the Jackie chair every once in a while, comes in and they start talking about. So remember last week when they were talking about Ralphie cakes? Okay, anybody who didn't see it, this is my Heaven Sake Jumai, which is what I'm drinking tonight, and it's a beautiful little bong-like teardrop bottle. Yes, my love. Yes, look.
So he actually started. I don't know if you caught the segment where he says some guy, one of my gay friends came over and he's single now. That's how he started the segment. It was really
so that gay guy was the guy who was coming with him. I love when Bon Jovial comes in and just like takes control of the show.
Just moves me over. But it's so bizarre because he literally made a very, very strong thing that he's single now. And I'm like, and he's in my house. I'm like, Okay.
But it was
Now-
the guy who's doing the measurements for Howard's suit for the wedding.
Tuxedo. The tuxedo. that he's gonna wear
Exactly.
this
Could
month.
you imagine having a 70-year-old father or grandfather more vain than the actual wedding party
Right.
about what they're going to wear?
Oh my God, 1000%. I mean,
What on earth is that? It's so bizarre. Could you
Vainer than
imagine
the-
your own in civilian life if you had someone 70 worried, just obsessing over their own look,
But
pretending to
wait,
be
even
hetero?
worse. It's his daughter's wedding. He's obsessing.
That's what I mean.
more
That's what I'm saying. It's worse
than the bride. I mean, the bride should be the one that's worried that it has to look really good that day.
Wait,
no,
hold
anybody
on.
but him.
The
even
bride's
anybody
worse,
but
father.
even worse. What if you're the groom? Don't
Oh,
you think that
poor
it would
bastard.
be
Yeah,
such a
yes.
good thing for Howard to say, "Hey, kid, why don't you come over? I'll get you fitted for a beautiful custom bespoke tuxedo for the wedding as well." Right? Wouldn't
Yes.
that be the right thing to do?
But it's not.
Have
Not by
your
God.
new son-in-law come over, and you
Yeah.
also create a beautiful suit for him as well.
A beautiful soup.
No,
And what?
seriously, no?
No, definitely. In what universe, though, has Howard not worn the most anorexic thing possible?
Ugh,
2
and the
sizes too big
sleeves
to
are,
be
like, down
baggy.
to
Right,
like the
right.
mid
Yeah.
Too black.
palm,
Right. You're so you're so
disgusting,
tortured black.
overwrought horribleness. And it's just, it just goes back to the pathetic way he feels like since he's paying for it and he's like the special guy, he needs to.
It's his day. Literally,
Yeah,
in
if
his
I were
mind, it's his
if
day.
I were Ashley, I would have been like, that's okay, Dad. I'm gonna get my mom to pay for it. I don't want to hear it from you. I don't want to hear it for the rest of my life. I don't want you taking credit for it. We'll get mom. She's just as rich as you are. We'll get Allison.
He's really
I would just,
Yeah.
she should just say, just cut me a check, old man.
Yes.
Exactly.
Allison's not as rich as he is by any stretch of any.
She's close.
Well, yeah, but she's
No,
pretty
she's not even
wealthy.
close.
She,
Richer than
Not
me.
even. Not
I
even.
don't get
she
much.
married
Everybody here is
well.
richer than me.
She
David
married
Simon.
okay. I mean,
she
you know what?
married well.
She went from a guy who was 0.1% to somebody in the 1%.
And
She
got
didn't
half his
marry-
money for a very long time. And what'd she do with
No,
it?
I don't think so.
Yes, yes. That's a New
No, I
York
don't
law.
think so,
Yes,
my
she did.
friend.
How do you know? How do you know?
I'm going to tell you how I know, because they went through mediation, and through mediation, you always wind up. Men love mediation because mediation always means that they will come out better in the divorce, as opposed.
Well, I'll give
to
you this.
some
I'll give you this.
lawyers
You might be onto something
piece of shit.
because that therapy is court ordered, and I think that was part of the deal that he talked
Yeah,
about.
sure. I'll I'll go to therapy. Sure. Whatever you need. Don't
Yes,
forget,
yes,
one
yes.
child was already out of the house, one
Yes.
was on her way to college, and one was living at home. So he really only had to pay child support for maybe
Right,
2
Ashley.
years
Yeah.
for his middle child, right? And then he had Ashley, and I'm sure he paid for all their college, all of their everything. But I am promising you that she got a cash settlement. And then she got married the minute the fucking divorce is over. So all she did was get a cash payout, not billions of dollars. Just she got a cash payout. She got married again. All bets are off, and all he had to do is pay for the kids. Period. You don't get alimony when you remarry. It's just there's no court that will do that for you. None. So that's just the way it is. So you don't get alimony as a newly married woman. It's like, fuck it, let your new husband pay for you.
Well,
Instead
I
of
think that he is the Allison A didn't want that bullshit, and B, this guy actually is, like he's still a 1%er that she married. I mean, he's fairly wealthy.
I don't know how wealthy he is. Wasn't he like a Garmento or something like that? I mean, whatever.
Garment.
Honestly, he's
What
probably
the
like just your regular average
No, he's a little above average.
guy.
Whatever.
I don't think so,
He's
guys.
just an above average millionaire. That's all.
I predict
Nonetheless.
Rupert Pumpkin will produce David Simon's net worth
Absolutely.
within
We will
15
see.
seconds.
There'll be a tax return.
We'll see his tax return momentarily.
But make no mistake about it. Every time you hear therapy from that era, it is court ordered. He's not going on his own. Monique is so right in the sense that he did. Yeah, I'll go because it's this fake ploy that I'm going to go to therapy for my relationship with my kids and my wife, and I'm so crazy, and that's absolutely what happened. It ain't on his own volition.
Bon Jovial.
He's too narcissistic.
Bon Jovial. It's 135, bro.
Ooh, snap. Size does matter.
And Gunga Din, I was watching the episode where Sam brought the Irish band in to sing lullabies, and they put bricks all over the bar. So yeah, it's pretty nice.
What are
So
we talking about?
I have
Cheers.
no idea. Oh, cheers. So David has a great point there. I
was
bet
a
Howard
sad
would want to
song.
break the glass at the wedding so the congregation knows he paid for it.
Exactly. So yes, okay. So a couple of people asking about the divorce thing, and then I promise you we're going to go forward with the show. What about future monies? That's a beautiful part of the
New York
mediation thing. You can only assume. Think about it. You can only assume that you are going to like future earnings is usually predicated on what your average is at the moment. Like there's nothing that predicates that he's going to go to Sirius and make a shit ton of money. It
Oh,
can
no.
only be predicated like if you make $100,000 today, you can only assume that your future earnings will go up at the rate of inflation for forever. So let's say the rate of inflation for the next 20 years is at like a 2% increment or 3% increment a year. That's all she can get. That's all she can get alimony on. That's beside the point completely because you can't pay out on future earnings. If it's not something you have in your hands, you can't pay it out. I'm sure she would
Mo.
just want to get the fuck out of there and say, you know what?
Hey, Mo.
Just give me $50 million
What are we talking
and pay
about?
for the kids to go to college and pay for Ashley. I'm getting the
Yeah.
fuck out of here. I think she was already with that guy. This
Hey,
is
Mo.
the
Oh,
reason she got
absolutely.
married
Well, they
the
were already both
minute
with
they got
people.
divorced.
Hey,
What,
Mo.
Xavier? What?
What? Do you
What?
think? Okay, the timing of the actual divorce. Do you think that Howard already knew about the potential move to Sirius? I know that was a couple years down the road. But
No, because Sirius
I can't
No, it's
wasn't
too
imagine that
early.
happened over.
But no.
That happened overnight.
No, but here, when that happened, I think XM was already in existence. I think they were already talking to him. Remember, he always said that he was talking to XM first.
Yeah.
They
That's
didn't
what I
have the
they
know.
weren't-
money. They didn't have the money for
And
him.
so
Exactly, but he was talking to him
But-
and he understood that
that there
was
was
going
a
to be some
potential
way to
boatload
go.
of money
Allison
in the
may
future.
not have known about that though, and nor would she be able to
100%
know.
she
No,
didn't know
he
about
kept
it.
that on the wraps.
But no,
100% she
whoever
wouldn't
said, Private Parts was out, so possible. Yeah, right. So he had a movie coming out, but no, the movie came out before we knew about the separation. Don't forget, he does this love story to his wife, and then
Not
that's when
married to
all
her.
the shit was going down. So this was a movie that was already written and
In the can.
scripted in the can. Exactly. So yeah, okay, good for her. She got Private Parts.
It seems
residual.
like
Good for you.
Yeah, those
you know,
checks,
if you
those
knew, if you knew there was
$1.50
a
checks
$500
coming in.
million
Pay it
check
Son
in the
of-
future, you'd want to get that divorce ASAP before it becomes relevant.
Yeah,
Well, Monique
1000%,
had
Rupert. I'm
Monique
sorry.
had a theory that and it's a great theory, that he downplayed his wealth so much even back then because he doesn't want Allison to listen to what he has. So these little things he would just not. He started to not talk about his personal life because her lawyers would be listening in and
Of
bust him on certain
course.
things. Yeah.
Listen, you can't deny that Allison. Listen, she's been with him since he's 19 years old.
19,
She
yeah.
knows the animal. She knows how
Yes.
hungry he is for success and for fame, but you cannot predict future earnings during
No,
the
of course
divorce.
not. No, and that ridiculous.
And you know
you
what?
wouldn't-
Sure, you can have half the earnings from private. Sure, take it. Like, who cares?
You think
He
Allison got that?
got away good.
No,
You
that's
think she got
exactly
that?
right, Rupert Pumpkin. He signed with Sirius in the fall of 04. The divorce was official by God, I want to say 02, 01. It was always like yeah, that's exactly right. And I had heard, Dennis, maybe you can confirm this, that XM has been around since 02, 01,
No, they were
back in
before that.
Washington.
They were
In
before that.
Washington. What would you say the launch year was?
It was the late. I swear it was the late '90s that they launched.
Could be 99.
Yeah, they had launched in the late '90s, but then they were backed by. They had better backing at the time, but they didn't want to spend the money on him. And he had been talking to him. He always had talked that he was talking to them for a while.
It wasn't
then
established enough. It wasn't. You couldn't get it. It wasn't.
Well, they just didn't want to pay him. They had
Yep.
backing from what was the radio group? The radio group was backing them. Who was it at the time? It was
I
Clear
don't know, but
Channel.
KTA says, Mo, I
Yeah.
was in college when the movie came out. I remember the separation a year and a half later.
Well, that's when they announced it.
It
But
had
they
to be a
they-
work in progress. before that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry,
sure.
Dennis.
He was
I-
already
I-
he was
When it was
already
announced.
dating. He was already dating Beefus before
Just
that happened.
FYI, I'm only up to clip 3.
Casey, we have
Please.
a theory, and Monique will hopefully release this again. Howard did not go to Stuttering John's wedding
No.
in the summer of '97, and we feel it's because he was on the outs with Allison already, and they couldn't show up. He couldn't show up without her. In order for him to go, he'd have to bring
It's
Allison.
so
And they
weird
were on the
because
outs.
John will always talk about the fact that Susanna was actually really, really, really friendly with Beth. I think they were already a couple.
Yes, they were.
Susanna was.
We know
really
that. I mean, that's
Talking about
already-
'97 at John's
Well,
wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
Susanna
97.
is still friendly with Beth.
But
They
remember
don't-
last year when they said, "Oh, we've been together like 25 years or something like that." Remember they kind of let that one slip.
That was
Yes.
like in 2020.
I'm
They
up the
said
actual days, but years, but they the math from when they said last year didn't coincide with the divorce or anything like that.
Listen, that's honestly that's a show or 5 that we need to really like dig deep into. I am
We
just
need that
inherently
Letterman stuff.
lazy and don't really feel like looking for all the clips that have to do with this whole thing. And Bon Jovial, of course, really only cares about the Deppening nowadays, so he doesn't really care about our show anymore.
The
And
Deppening is awesome though.
Deppening is awesome.
More
Friday.
content in the Stern Show.
Okay, so let me move on
Rupert
to
Pumpkin, one last thing. Rupert Pumpkin says February 14, 2002, Sirius launched service to 4 states and coverage was extended to the rest of the country by July 1st. We said XM, Rupert, but you're on the right. I thought XM came first.
XM came
They did,
way
didn't
first
it?
because they were supported
Couple
by
years.
General Motors, Clear Channel, and I think MLB was part of it somehow. Like,
Yeah, it
literally,
was.
they had a lot of money behind them.
Bon. Casey will come on. It's just a matter of, figuring out what he has to do in a subservient sort of dominatrix way in order to come back on the show because he kind of owes us a little bit.
Now.
All right.
Oof,
Okay, I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on.
move on, please.
So let's talk about him being a matchmaker for Chris, shall we? Just for a minute.
I actually was thinking of you this week, and
Do you hear
sorry.
Chris, by the way?
Mhm.
Listen to Chris.
I actually was thinking of you this week, and one of my
Not
gay
like
friends. No, one of my gay friends came over, and he's single, recently single, and he said, "Do you know any great guys?" And I said, "I actually do know a great guy who's gay and single."
Did you really
But,
do that?
Yeah, but
Because I know, I wonder if it's the same guy Ralph knows. Because Ralph knows
yes,
this guy.
and Ralph
And you know
won't
what he
let
does?
you meet him.
He
Ralph,
dangles
Chris
this
Weldon.
guy over my head. He shows me pictures of the guy.
Oh.
He goes, he'd be a great guy for you. And then last minute he goes, you know what? On second time, I know I'm not going to get involved. And
well,
it's
I was
very
going to tell you,
cruel.
that's exactly what it was. I go, Ralph was over my house with this guy, and I said to Ralph, because this guy said to me, "Hey, do you know anyone?" Because
Really, because some gay guy who measures you for a living, who's friends with Ralph, is going to ask you, the fucking hermit of the Hamptons,
Yeah, but
whether or not you know somebody for him.
Monique, okay, so weird about that. All right, John,
Yeah.
Xavier, do you ever have gay guys come up to you and say, "Hey, do you know somebody to go out with me?"
No,
I've
they have
never
their own
had that
network.
happen.
They have their own
Personally,
network,
Hang on.
and they don't need your
Yeah,
help.
no, dude. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, sorry.
No,
There's a gay guy here
no.
asking me. Sorry.
No. No.
I mean, honest to
No.
God, there's
No, that
something
didn't happen.
so weird. It's
That
so
didn't
fucking
happen, you
weird.
guys. That didn't
Story's
happen.
weird.
The whole story is weird.
Whole
And you're going to hear a
story's
little bit more
weird.
on that in a moment, but I just thought the story was kind of weird. We are
His
going
germophobia has gone away conveniently with this guy too.
Of
By the way,
course.
he's allowed it. Rupert, thank you very much. He says September 25th, XM was launched in 01. September 25th.
Oh my God,
01.
enough. Okay.
That's enough. We moved on.
With 23 fucking
This is
clips.
more important than Chris Wilding. That is more important than Chris
I don't know.
Wilding. If
That
you want to
Howard
prioritize,
is
I'm way
For
more
the
interested in
Today
XM's
Tonight
launch than Chris
show, and
Wilding.
so we have to do
Oh God.
today,
Howard clawing at the closet is a lot more important.
tonight.
Oh my God.
Tonight. Okay, so let's go on to a caller who asked about thanked him for not retiring.
Fake caller.
Thank you, David.
Yeah,
Thank
fake
you,
caller.
David.
There we go.
in the air.
Like that.
Hey now, thank you for never retiring. I appreciate it.
I know. I got it. By the way,
Fake
can I
call.
just speak to that point? Hold your thought for 1 minute. I got to
Never
retire. Some days that I got to come to work. I got 3 years left. That's going to be it. Then I'm going to say adios. It's enough. I don't want to.
Is he already starting with this crap again?
Hey, Robin.
Yeah, but Howard, the
I
commute
gotta
from
figure,
upstairs
yeah.
to downstairs is terrible, isn't it?
What?
That's
The
another.
commute from upstairs to the downstairs to the basement is hectic, isn't it? Every day.
Yeah, you sound
So
like my wife.
hectic.
My wife goes, "You're going to keep working after 3 years because you just got to walk downstairs." And I go, "Yeah, well, that's not the issue, but yeah, I'll probably end up working until I drop dead because I don't know what to do with myself anyway. I think I know what to do with myself, but it's really weird when I'm off the air for like 2 weeks. I start to get weird. I get depressed.
Really?
I don't have an audience.
Really? Even
And
though
I
you tell us
start
that you
to
can't
dream
stand
up cockamamie things like I was going to go public with my Instagram over my last 2 week vacation.
Ooh.
Because I was like, hey, I know what I could do on Instagram. I'll do this. I'll do that. I had
No,
all these
nobody wants to
ideas
see
for
it.
Instagram. And then I realized,
I hope you listen to us and realize that nobody cares.
All right. So Monique, then what does he do with the 10-week vacation he does over the summer? I mean, is he plotting to streak the World Series? I mean, what is he doing for publicity?
Right. And then the
He's
moment he
selling-
comes back, he says, "Oh my God, I loved being off so much
I don't
that I
want to be
cannot
here.
stand to be here."
Oh.
Ugh.
And
Exactly.
please, he just said what we've been saying forever. He walks a few feet to work. He's already retired. He doesn't come up with content. He doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't have to commute. He didn't have to think about anything. He's retired.
He's the 70-year-old stay-at-home worker. Like that's really who he is. He's the guy that nobody wants to tell that, most companies have a
guy from Office
clause that
Space.
when you
Bro,
turn
this
65,
is-
you need to leave, but not
His
Howard.
His show is the equivalent of senior citizens pocket dialing, talking about unsalted crackers. That is literally his show right now.
Yes.
So,
That's like
dude,
unsalted
I think
crackers.
I've never retired. Shut the you know what up? Shut up, man. Seriously.
Oh man, shut
You've
stupid.
been retired. You've been retired for at least 5 years now, at least.
Yeah.
He's doing this for free, by the way.
Oh yeah.
There's no situation he
He's like-
won't
like,
paint himself
oh,
as a victim.
John.
There's no even this.
John, like we were just talking about the other day. Recently, he's like, "Oh, I miss my audience." You can go on. You're at home. You can
do
just
whatever you
literally
want.
flip on a switch and you're
You remember,
on
right?
live.
Flip on the mics whenever we feel like it. What's
Exactly.
stopping you? This show does not need to
Exactly.
be live. This show does not need to be in the morning.
It can
This
be
show does
on
not need to be on
24 hours
Monday.
a
It's not
day.
topical in any way, shape, or form.
Legit, we
That
flip on the switch.
technology exists where he can just
Like,
do the show from his
seriously?
phone.
He has not
What
a single
dick.
time other than that Morning Joe in the last easily 5-6 years done anything extemporaneous, right? I mean, just nothing.
No,
It's just
nothing.
Nothing. All right, we're gonna move on a little
Well,
bit
plus,
because we can
the
talk about
show
the
is
whole.
whatever he wants it to be. The show, he has no quality control. He has no ratings. He has no content control.
He has
It's
no
whatever
listeners.
he wants it to be.
I mean,
But I'm saying,
Yeah.
Dennis, it's even easier than that because it's a show about nothing. It's whatever he wants it to be.
Yeah.
He has no accountability at all. That's not working.
Feel.
Yeah,
pale
Conan
deal.
O'Brien, in the last couple of years, talked about how he still goes to a studio that they rent, even when before there was a video component to their show, to their podcast, because he wanted to be able to go somewhere and be
Yeah,
creative.
you want to get the fuck out of the house. I mean, let's be
He wanted
honest.
to go somewhere and be creative.
Something
you know?
important.
And
But-
so it's like for
Hey,
him to be,
Brizzo.
and that just says it all. Howard
So
is just
important.
a lazy bastard.
So
That's
you
all.
need
He's
to
just a
call them, Abe Brizzo.
lazy bastard. And you know what? He's getting essentially a government check at this point. And why is he ever going to retire? Why would he ever retire?
He's not.
you
he's
signed a
not.
deal
But
with
we
the
are going to
devil,
move
would you?
on because we can't
So-
really have this chat. It's just like way
So-
too much. Go ahead, Dennis, quickly.
So, hey, Brizzo, you need to call them up, tell them to go stick the $88 they owe you, and then it's $5.99 a month without Stern, because you don't need to listen to Stern because we'll listen for you. Otherwise, it's $8.99 for Stern plus taxes and
That's
fees
exactly right.
That's per month, but they don't
why
bill
we
you now.
do
They
this.
bill you monthly.
Because I put in for this for tax purposes at the end of the year for this fucking
I think I'm going to
serious
do that also.
XM.
This is ridiculous.
Seriously, it's a business expense. Okay, let's move on just to some stupidity. 29 seconds worth. Here we go.
I love this kid. Well, I used to watch
You
the
were an
TV
8 is
show.
Enough fan?
I was a big 8 is Enough fan. I was very attracted to the mom. When I was a little kid, I would watch.
Okay, stop right there.
Okay. 8 is Enough came
First
out
of all,
in
thank you, Jimmy Twain.
1977.
If you ended up in the elevator with Howard, what would you do? Oh my God, I would totally tell him who I am. I would absolutely tell him I do a podcast about him. I would absolutely ask him why he blocked me on Twitter.
Me too.
I would want to look at his hair and see if it's a wig or not. And then I would ask him if he would have me on the show so I can ask him just like 5 questions, 10 questions, but I would negotiate down to 5. I would absolutely do that because he's just some fucking big gangly fucking guy. That's all he is.
You
He
wouldn't
wouldn't
just
talk to
spit on
me.
Beth?
He'd probably ignore me completely, but I would tell him what I
Terrified,
do,
actually.
and then
Wait.
he might actually and pay attention to me.
Monique,
Fuck his personal space. Fuck his privacy.
No,
I'd
no,
come
no,
right
no,
at
no.
him. Guns
you're all
a-blazing.
missing the point on this. You would have the 3 bodyguards between you and him.
Hey,
That's
hey,
fine.
you
That's
stay
fine.
where you
Rough me
are.
up. I'll
Stay
sue you.
where
I'll
you
sue you.
are.
Stay where you are. Stay back.
Thank you, Tyler
Stay back.
Durden. Love Tyler Durden, by the way. I love
If
the
they're
name.
anything like Ronnie, Dennis, I could take all 3 of them at the same time.
No. You've seen them in the
And
you've seen
Howard.
them in the
These are like-
videos.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take all 3 of them at the same
Okay,
time.
let's listen to Howard listening to 8 is Enough as a kid.
As a
8
kid,
is Enough.
they came out
And,
nice.
I
Wait,
wasn't
wait, wait.
that little. I think I was a teenager when I watched 8 is Enough.
No.
I forget how old I. Maybe I was
No.
in college.
No.
Maybe
You
I
might
was
have been
already.
on
You
the
had me in
radio.
college.
I might have
No,
already
no.
had a career and been a grown man, but I always liked
Bingo.
Betty Buckley, who played the mom.
So
Okay.
8 is Enough
Yes.
came out in 1977. He was
Yeah.
already 23 years old,
Yes.
which
Yes.
means he was out of college and
Yes.
already working.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
By the way, there's no way
Whoa.
he pulled Betty Buckley's name out by himself. Somebody gave that to him. He's too stupid to know her
There's
name.
no way.
It's way
Yes.
too obscure a reference for him.
And by the way, I used to remember, I distinctly remember watching 8 is Enough, but I couldn't tell you a single thing about
Hated
that
the
show
It was-
other than like the opening sequence
Wasn't it
and
like,
maybe like the oldest brother and the little chubby
someone-
kid who just passed away.
correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it Three's Company is Enough and then Fantasy Island or something like that?
Probably.
think
I only
it was
watched
something like that.
Three's Company.
Wait, what's your
They're all on
question,
the same
X?
network for sure. They're on
ABC. That was an ABC show.
yeah, ABC.
definitely.
Yeah,
ABC.
Late 7.
the Love Boat, and then have
Is
Love
Enough.
Boat, and then Fantasy Island. Sorry.
Oh, wait a minute, though. This story doesn't add up, though, because he was in Detroit, as Rupert Pumpkin points out. And didn't he say in Detroit, he in between shows, he lived at like a monastery or something, and
Hey,
all he
buddy.
did was sit there and wait for the next show, and then just went this thing and didn't do
Order
anything else.
KFC. Yeah, order
Yeah.
KFC. Just wait for the next show.
God, what a fucking liar.
I remember the episode where Adam Rich went to San Diego because he ran away. And
Love Boat and Fantasy Island were Saturday nights on ABC. It was Love
okay,
Boat
thank you.
and
They were on
Fantasy
Tuesday
Island.
then. Wasn't Is Enough on Tuesday?
I'm not sure what
I
day of
don't
the week.
remember.
With Three's Company.
Andy. Oh, my
Oh,
Grant
James
Goody
is
over
so
here.
cute. He has no idea who Tears for Fears are. He only song he knows is Shout, and he would never even know that they had one of the most seminal records.
Welcome to
Hurricane.
your
He was
life.
just like so ridiculous.
We
You know, he would
will
never know that
find
music.
you
He's a
waiting on
real
your
and
best behavior.
the way John always says, he's an absolute basic bitch. He was absolutely
He is.
perfect.
He is
This
100%.
morning, you probably didn't pull the clip, but this morning they played Alice in Chains' "Man in the Box." I
Oh,
guarantee,
please.
and I said it in the thread, he never heard that song in
No.
his entire
It's more like
life.
Man is Afraid of Box. Oh, yeah, yeah. But originally, Luke Skywalker was in the pilot episode as the Grant Goody character.
Grant Goody.
Grant
Well, yeah, that's
Goody,
right. You know,
that's
Ralph
right.
Macchio was a cousin too. Ralph
Yeah,
Macchio
and
played the cousin.
in
in
the
that.
original, there was a mother in the
Look, Chaka
what do you
Khan
call it?
says
In
it's
the
all
pilot,
Adam
and then they
Rich
killed
was
her off
tiny, like 4'11.
for the actual show.
Oh wow, he could have been security for Howard.
And
You
then
know,
Willie
those are
Ames,
like the
then Willie Ames did. Then Willie
Willie
Ames did
Ames.
Zapped, and then he
Willie
became. Then he
Ames,
did
oh
Charles
my
in Charge,
God.
and then he became
Yeah,
Captain
it's-
Christianity.
He really
wow.
was Scott
I swear to
Baio's
God,
sidekick
William-
for the rest of his
I
life.
swear to God, Willie Ames became a Bible superhero.
Yeah,
He
that's
He
true.
made
Dude.
he made
Kirk
Davey and
Cameron.
Goliath seem hip.
Dude, your inkwell, your pen, your pen and your inkwell.
Indeed.
He said,
Thank you, Mon Chéri.
See,
Tell them the subjects I talked about today.
Okay. First, he prefaced everything basically by saying, "I dip my pen in many inkwells." This is such a total inside Xavier Monique joke thing, but he talks about the most ridiculous things all in one conversation. So today,
Can't imagine.
no, you can't imagine.
No, I think
No,
I
you
can.
can't imagine. So, and actually, I can't even remember any of them right now. All right, let me think about it. Dishwashers,
limited slip differentials,
manual people, or actually machine.
We
slip
talked about the axles
differentials.
on the Bronco
Right,
and
we were
the
talking about Broncos because I had taken a picture of a Bronco today, and
I
it was
just
one of
got
those
one.
retro Broncos.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? The retro looking one?
yeah, the one they're just rebuilding, $200,000.
Super fucking cool. It was gorgeous. It was this hunter green, like a sparkly hunter green. It was gorgeous. I was like, oh my God, look at this. And he's like, wow, it's really cool. You know, they have a different slip differential. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What slip differential?
Who are you talking about? John Elway, Monique?
The slip differential. He sounds like my cousin Vinny.
Oh, she didn't know what a slip differential is, and I explained to her that your car basically drives around on one wheel. And then I said, I'm basically the Cliff Clavin of RadioGunk.
Oh my God, are you ever? It was just kind of fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't even know what else you talked about. Do you? No idea.
How would I know?
Yeah, you don't know.
I would love to have eavesdropped on
He talks in my dog's voice, probably for a good portion of the.
Yes, I do.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
big shot. All right, so we're gonna move on.
8 inches is enough.
So we're gonna talk about. Okay. So at the beginning of the show, the show is totally off the rails. So we were talking earlier in the show about Howard's absolutely weird and hard transitions into new subjects. And this was all kind of predicated on the conversation John and I had with that dude, Chad, who was an intern, who said basically he's handed a script in the morning and that's pretty much all the prep work that he does, as far as I could see. So
Monique, a guy who's been doing this for 45 years, you think he'd know how to segue transition by now?
No.
You'd think he'd have that down.
No, but it's just weird. So listen to this transition into talking about Google Alerts. Here we go.
I'm blind and I broke my dick.
Right. Crazy. I saw, I have a rule in my house.
There we go. So he's starting a new conversation now. Just listen to how awkward and weird this shit sounds.
I'm blind and I broke my dick.
Right. Crazy. I saw, I have a rule in my house. I tell my wife, I said, listen, I used to get Google alerts whenever somebody mentioned me or there was a newspaper article, and I'd realized most of the stuff you read.
Sorry, I have to pause. So Tonecott, thank you so much for your donation. Monique, you're sadistic for making Dennis listen to this show for another year. Look at him. He aged 20 years and 6 months and is drinking constantly.
Wow.
Like a Bill's.
Most people don't.
Tonecott, I got to give you credit. It's not too soon. DeMar Hamlin joke apparently is not too soon.
No, it's not too soon.
First guy to make one.
It's okay because he didn't die. He didn't die, so it's okay.
Most people don't realize that Dennis is actually Mo's 17-year-old son.
Oh my Shahid Vasquez over here.
Hey, mommy.
Oh my goodness, Shahid Vasquez. Amazing name, by the way.
It is.
Love you guys. Your show is amazing. I'm at home awaiting spinal surgery after I was injured while working on Rikers Island. That fucking place should burn in hell.
You should just burn it.
Do you know, Shahid? Do you know that that's where they brought us in junior high school for like a scared straight kind of
Oh
thing. They
no.
brought us to the fucking jail so
Jesus.
that we could see what it was
Yeah,
like.
we did too, Monique. We went to Riverhead in Long
Oh,
Island for
see,
that.
it wasn't just
Yes.
me. We
I
were
never
No,
got
I went
brought
too.
to a
I
prison.
loved it. Yep.
Shut up.
Thanks for keeping me
Jesus.
entertained.
It was pretty
Listen,
effective. I thought those guys did a good job scaring the shit out of us.
well, yeah, the
But,
guy,
yeah,
the
that was
old
good.
timers that are the ones who talk
Yes.
to you and they scare the shit out of you,
Speaking-
and then
And
they
I
put
think
you
they
in a
meant it.
cell. They put you in a cell by yourself
Yes.
to see how it feels, and then they do lights out, and then they shut the lights on us, and I'm just sitting there like,
I'm like, can I get Sega Genesis in here?
exactly, exactly. What were you gonna
Hey,
say?
Mo,
Yes?
speaking of Alzheimer's, do you know
Yeah.
why the show has degraded as much as it has now? Because as
No.
you get older, the hippocampus, which is in the temporal lobe, is it's part of your brain that is the short-term memory, and that's a part that shrinks the fastest in your brain. So literally, you end up pulling from your long-term memories. So that's why he's always talking about shit that happened to him 40 years ago,
That's
because
exactly
at his
fucking what
age,
Bon Jovi.
at his age, his hippocampus has shrank enough to where
Shrunk?
it's basically it's degraded enough to where it's
Got
basically
smaller.
useless.
Wait,
Well,
I
like
just
him.
want to say something to Shahid. Shahid, I just want to say one thing. I hope you're okay. And I just want you to know that spinal surgery these days, the doctors are amazing.
Nothing. He'll be
I'm
fine.
hoping that you're going to the hospital for special surgery because that's really the place to go for it. And if you're not, then you should ask them if you could go there. Because what's with the medulla oblongata?
You're wrong, Colonel Sanders. My mama says that. My mama says that the crocodiles are ornery because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Oh, you know, I
Exactly.
love when Bon Jovi is part of the show because he
Yeah.
comes in,
So-
he moves shit around.
Tim
he's like,
I think Tim Sullivan has a very valid point.
what?
He says, "No, Dennis is like John Bottom." Christ, can't go on it like just like Led Zeppelin.
I don't even know
die
where
on my
we-
own vomit.
How about the guy from the penal colony, Bon Jovial, making a Monique snorting coke in
Exactly.
prison joke?
I was a little young back then. I didn't.
Get free from the crown, there, guy.
You
I
didn't
didn't do hard
smuggle,
drugs until I was at least 14.
you didn't mule it through, Monique.
Thank you, Jeremy.
No, I didn't drew it.
No?
I didn't Drew Barrymore it.
What
All right, can I finish? I didn't even finish this clip. So let me,
What the hell's going on?
What a shame.
I know we're out of control.
Was
So
it still a clip?
stop that
But I
Z just
literally-
for a moment. Stop
I
that Z.
gave
Stop that.
I had a theory of a medical reason why the show is so horrible.
I might mute you. God damn it! I know he knows how to unmute himself. Fucker.
Read is negative. You know, it's like some shit. So I stopped. I don't get Google alerts on my own name anymore.
Anyone believe
Bullshit.
that?
But unbeknownst to me, my wife was getting Google alerts.
She's still getting them.
She likes to see what people are saying about me. I said to her, this was a bunch of years ago. I said to her, honey,
Honey.
I love you.
Honey.
But when I'm not on the radio, I have done a pretty good job of blocking out all the trolls and all the negativity.
Yeah, you sure have. Sure have.
That's
Sure have.
why the Trump universe is so glorious going after him, because you can't block that out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what we're getting into. So we're going to talk about the Trump thing momentarily. So let's just talk about his hate for the trolls. Hang on.
I have
here we
done
go.
a pretty good job of blocking out all the trolls and all the negativity.
Sure.
Because, I mean, why do I want, I mean, who knows? Maybe they're right. Maybe I suck. Maybe I'm a douche.
You are.
Maybe I'm disgusting. You know, there's a lot of
Guilty.
people that don't like me. Whether they don't think I'm funny or they're jealous of my success or
Oh, they're
whatever.
jealous.
it is,
We're all so
or
jealous.
they're writing in the
am.
newspaper to try to get clicks. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, I don't know what the
No,
agenda
you try to
is,
get clicks, you fuck.
but I don't want to hear about it. And so the rule of my house is if you're here, don't tell me anything. You know.
You know. You know.
You
Oh my
know.
God, Jason Dill.
Oh, Jason.
Jason.
Lord.
Sorry, try to censor.
Hey, I
Can't
can
tip
make
more
bail
than
now.
the can't tip more than the subject's IQ. That is delicious.
Well, I've
Jason, thank you
downgraded it.
so much. Who are all you newbies coming in here and giving us super chats? That's so fun.
Jason
Thank you.
Interestingly
Gill.
enough, Jason, YouTube takes 3 times more than Buckwald does from Howard.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
From that $50, we get 5, 10, 15.
Think of the
15
audacity.
minutes. We get $35 of that.
Hey,
I think they take
17%.
like
Listen to this.
what?
Think of the
17%
audacity of a
exactly.
guy in a $150 million house that doesn't do anything but like yap on his little microphone for a couple hours a day and makes bazillion dollars, and he's got to. I'm insulated from all the mean people, dude.
Of course
Really?
he's insulated from all the mean people.
Is that why his show's stealing some of our shtick last year? Come on,
Oh my
man.
God, we could count how many times he stole
Yeah,
things
dude,
because
like-
we
like,
all,
it's a-
you know what
it's a
though, we're
hell of a quinky dink.
mentally incapable people. We're actually like idiot savants when it comes to Howard, and it's not a good thing. I got to be honest with you. It's like
not.
I'm at the point now where I wake up in the morning and I see poor Dennis, poor Dennis, who has probably started the listening thread at like 6:15 in the fucking morning, just like set it up so that it's ready to go by like 7. And there I am just dragging my ass out of bed simply because my dog is like just biting on my fucking lip to get out of bed. And I walk the dogs, I come back, and then finally I go online. I see what Dennis is talking about. I see how he's tagged me in. And it is our job to listen to this show. And as shitty as it's going to be for the next 3 years, we are here to just do this stupid job. And Dennis actually deserves just a round of applause.
does.
for being
He
the
does.
man.
What happened? His little band of mock-rateers in there with
Yes, thank God they
K-Tate
come
and
in.
Reno and Cookie and Gat Girl and
Al
Hive.
Cervix. What's his
K-Tate.
name?
Yes, Al Cervix. Yes.
And K-Tate.
K-Tate. I
K-Tate.
said
Kate
K-Tate.
is always.
Did you say K-Tate? I
Yeah.
like K-Tate.
God, there's so many. I hate that you started doing
I-
names because I
No,
can't.
no.
Don't
I
do
mean,
names
we'll-
because there's too many of them in there. And then
Eddie
Biznick will come in and just drop absolutely a beauty right in there, or some Photoshop, and I'm like,
I don't know what Buy Me a Coffee is, just so that you know, Miss Beaverhausen. I have no
It's
idea.
a,
buy me a
um,
coffee. I also want some coffee.
It's an internet tip term, Monique.
Dennis should get my $49. Okay, I will give Dennis your $49.
Slap
How
the
about that?
yarmulke.
You don't have to. You don't have
Even
to.
though
It's
less
okay.
the
It's okay.
less
No,
the
no,
30% that right. No, stop.
Stop. That's
Hammer
okay.
time.
Judy to Nuna, let's not forget.
Oh
I
yes,
would treat
Mr.
Dennis
Judy
to a
Tenuta.
fine meal
Yeah.
when I finally see him in the very near future. All right, we're gonna
Yes.
move on. So let's
Fine
talk
meal
about
and a
Howard
drink
and
for 3.
Trump.
Harry Vayner.
Let's talk about this. So it's pretty funny where I pulled this from, which
I
was
love this.
basically from something that Opie had posted. And then I took it from that, and some guy said, yeah, okay, douchebag, this is the real post. So I actually took the wrong one to begin with because it said it at the end, but I hope Opie gets it or something stupid like this. So let's talk about
This is
Howard and Trump.
delicious.
So over the weekend, Donald Trump on his Truthy network, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
posted
Right.
this,
Right. Yes.
which is so weird because, of course, that is an abject fucking failure. But I do love that he's bitching about Howard. I do. And, in any other world, it wouldn't have 18,000 likes. It would have like 180,000 likes if he was back on Twitter.
I
Nonetheless.
think he is though. They put him back. I think they put him back.
No, but
on.
he doesn't want to go back on because
He
he's
can't.
he's
He
he's
can't. They're
financially
getting paid
invested
a ton
in
of
this.
money to stay
That's
on
true, but
And he would lose
this
a
is the most
shit ton.
delicious thing ever. Just him, just dropping.
Here we go. I shall read it for those of you who are listening to this on podcast much later in the month. I have been noticing the fact that Howard Stern's show has gone to hell and so few people are listening. Used to be great. Now it rates less than fair. It's a sad thing to watch. When he loved Trump, which I love the third person Trump.
Yeah.
It was hot. Quote,
He loves saying hot
when
guys.
he decided to go with Crooked Hillary, his ratings world collapsed. Can't believe they pay him so much money, but I hope he gets it. So weird.
What's the last sentence? I'm thinking he knows the show is so bad that Sirius will not pay him because they think they'll find out it's so bad and they won't
think that's
adhere
what
to
it-
their
I
end of the
think that's what
contract.
the innuendo is. I think
Yeah.
it's like they're just gonna get fired. This is
By the way, Trump, the show
beautiful.
was bad way before Hillary came on. It was 10
I
years
know, but
before.
this is so great. Just
It is so delicious. So
This is the first time he's weighed in on him too. So we have been waiting for this for
absolutely the
years.
very first time since he was running, even because he didn't even come on before that.
right. And Howard, this was a hum and a moment because he had no idea how to really address this
No,
because he can't. He
No, this
literally
is-
can't.
Well, we're going to talk about it right
Yeah, I
this
know,
moment.
but-
Let me just answer Jimmy Tween's question. Thank you so much for your super chat. Mo, do you
All right,
think
girl.
that Ivana fell down the stairs or was pushed? Did you ever cross paths with her? I've
It's a
seen
weird
her
story.
in the streets maybe once or twice, and you couldn't miss her because she had that huge bouffant of teased bird's nest type of hair.
Dolly.
I do believe that she fell down the stairs. You know, she lives in one of those lived in one of those classic brownstones that has like one of those
Yeah.
huge marble staircases, which is incredibly slippery. And she had already had like some hip issues, and everybody apparently had told her not to, you know, to make sure that she wears shoes when she's going down the stairs, and she didn't. So I think she did, in fact, fall down the stairs, and I think that that was an actual.
I don't think
It's
anyone
such a
said foul
weird
play.
story. It's such a bizarre story.
It's
Well,
not
it
bizarre,
happened.
you know.
It
Old
is
people
too.
fall downstairs
Dying,
all the
falling.
time.
Happens.
She's like a world class skier as well. You don't think
But
she'd have
she's-
some
she's
semblance
old.
of balance? Ben?
Old.
I know,
She's
but
old.
it's
She's old. She
bizarre.
already had like hip issues. I think she had a hip replacement.
Yeah, I
You know, she's
mean, you know,
fucking
shit
old.
happens.
Shit happens. All right, so let's listen
She
to
did
Howard
it
on
happens.
Peter
Peter.
Griffin.
Now, you just remember what you're going to be missing when you hear Howard talking about Trump right now. Okay, so here's the full rant. Here we go.
You know,
You know,
You
but
know,
my dick works. Anyway,
not really.
so my wife goes,
hold on. Another transition. Sorry. This is why I kept it the way it was so that you could hear the transition. I don't even know what he was talking about his dick. But yeah.
you know, but
You
thank God my dick works. Anyway,
No.
Anyway,
so my wife goes, there's a Google alert about you.
okay, now he's
No.
doing the Oprah voice. Sorry, forgot he went through a whole Oprah thing, but we'll come back to that.
Oh,
Huh?
that was
What a
awful.
gifted
I
mimic.
guess
Was that
not.
Billy
I didn't
West
even know
back
you
on
were
the
still
show?
on that. She goes, I know you told me not to tell you anything, but you got to hear this one. I go, no, I don't. I don't want to hear it. I don't know what it is. I'll deal with it on Monday when I'm at work.
This
or
is
maybe
on the
even
weekend.
on the weekend. I go, honey. What? So now I'm like all fucked in the head. I go, what is it? So it was ex-President Trump was saying that on his Truth Social, which is his social network that, of course, is a
Yeah.
failure like everything else in his business life. He goes, Howard Stern sucks. And he said, he used to.
So just listen to this while you're reading this because
That's not what he said.
yeah.
Like he doesn't have the thing in front of him, Monique. He's trying to paraphrase it with like he's
No, he's
too
trying to
cool to know
poo-poo it.
exactly what he said.
He loves not knowing.
Yeah, he loves not.
He's going to paraphrase because that's what he does. Here we go.
I have a point at the end of this too.
And he said, he used to be really good when he liked me. I mean, think about the logic of this. I mean, it is so stupid. I can't even. He goes,
But that's his logic.
yeah. He really believes it. He goes, he used to be really good when he liked me, but then he endorsed crooked Hillary. He's still with the crooked Hillary. I mean, he's got no shame. I mean, imagine you're still calling her crooked Hillary when you've got all kinds of charges that are going to possibly be pending about your tax returns, the January 6th insurrection, being a traitor, all of it. But
Documents taken that weren't supposed to be taken.
No.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with all of that, but Jesus Christ, I mean, there's talk about, saying the election was fixed and having every court in the land tell you that it wasn't. I mean, anyway, he goes, he used to be good. But once he endorsed crooked Hillary, the show got really lame.
No, he said used to be great.
Yeah.
Now it rates less than fair. It's a
Yeah.
sad thing to watch. His ratings world collapsed.
Yeah.
These are the things that he paid him so much money. These are the things you skipped out on whilst discussing.
Remember, he's doing the filibuster where you go into different directions to avoid actually answering the question which is put in front of you. But there's the other point, though. Trump stuff's so bad that didn't Beefus and him always go to Mar-a-Lago? Didn't Beefus also always go to the luncheon at Mar-a-Lago?
He sat
Yeah.
next to him at a Knick game with
Yeah, I mean,
Chris Rock
Beth,
and
Beth
join
might
that
still be a
Mar-a-Lago
member
thing.
of Mar-a-Lago.
and still, yeah, Beefus is still a member of Mar-a-Lago, I believe.
I don't
Yeah,
know
so
about that.
Yeah, she
I
might
think
still be.
so.
It was
Howard
only a few
saying
years
that.
ago. She was still a member.
It would never give that up. It
I
would
think
never.
that
fucking guy.
I think that because Howard and Trump were good friends, I mean, let's admit it. It's not like he. I think Howard just got really, really angry when Trump wouldn't come on either when he was president or when he was running. I think that Trump kind of tried to
No,
distance
he
himself.
claims he wanted him to speak at the Republican convention when Howard turned him down. That's the narrative he gave Anderson Cooper.
The other
Yeah, but
thing, the
meanwhile, he
narrative.
pulled every single clip that had anything to do with Donald Trump so that he could play them himself, so that they would be owned by him and that he would be responsible for any kind of Trump
Yes.
information that came out so that
Yes.
he could have that
Plus-
to hold against people.
He said he'd
Or-
been on the
always
show
had-
27 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, we also had, and we always forget this. There was the 2 terabyte dump of him being on the Stern of President Trump being on the Stern show that was dumped for clips
Yeah,
anonymously.
I mean, I have that too.
and it came from the Stern show. It was
Yeah.
it was all packed. It was perfectly packaged, pulled out like the tape seemed good. And it's just amazing that Howard sits there and plays the victim. Once again, will play a victim when he instigated the whole thing. He could have just stayed neutral and not done anything, and nothing would have happened.
Oh, you remember when he was shamed
Yeah.
by Sarah Silverman when she came in?
Yep.
Into doing it. And I'm not saying that's the reason he took in order to get in with the Learjet liberal crowd.
Yes.
He had to do this, and there was no way he's going to get invited to all that Clooney stuff. But so he became a useful idiot for the left. I'm
Yes,
as left
very
as they come,
useful idiot.
and I don't want him speaking for me in any way, shape, or form.
Who, Howard?
Yeah, I'm just
want
talking
Howard
about. I'm
anything,
supposed
he's
to.
an
He's
idiot,
not on my.
period.
I'm on.
I
his team
don't
with
like absolute polar opposites of the spectrum, like at
Yeah.
all. I detest somebody calling me a fucking liberal. Like there is nothing. You might as well just call me a see you next Tuesday as opposed to a liberal. It's just the worst thing I can imagine. I just imagine some incredibly overweight chick with blue hair and glasses yelling about the man and how they want to,
It
fuck
doesn't
with
offend
her
me. You can call me a
vagina.
Polak. I'm half Polish. Call me a Polak. I don't care. Half Polak. Call
Yeah,
me
I
a liberal.
just-
I'm fine with it.
I'd be offended with that because I'm not
crazy.
half Polish.
You're half Italian and half Polish like me, Dennis?
No, I'm half Italian, half Sicilian, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That means you might be more than 17%, my friend. Just so you
No, I'm Middle Eastern. We did the test. I'm
Yeah,
Middle
yeah.
Eastern.
know. Well, listen, nonetheless, Howard used the Trump cudgel when it was useful for him.
Yeah, of course.
He
of course.
used it. He used it to beat people over the head. He used it for ratings. He used it for clout. He
Well, go
used it.
back, Monique. Go back and listen to our original weeks in review, where we do it once a week or once every 2 weeks. And how many times did we talk about Howard not bringing up? He was afraid to bring up anything Trump related until he was shamed into it. Like literally 3-4 years into Trump's presidency, he wouldn't bring him up. in any-
Fun, jovial. I did okay. I dyed my hair blue, but it was dark blue. It wasn't a real blue. It's not like I, had like.
It wasn't that girl that's in the meme. I
It
mean,
wasn't
was,
meme blue.
wasn't
Exactly. It
meme
wasn't
blue.
meme girl blue. Dum.
I think I'll dye my hair blue.
Hope was a silent
in
partner
Australia.
in Kirkland Hot
Better.
Dog Division. He had a glass eye. Exactly. We are so full of conspiracy theories. We did a conspiracy theory show and it got so heated when we did that. Like, I think that was the only time me and Dennis actually got
Had a real
into
argument.
with each other. Yeah, ever. Because Dennis is so not that guy. And, I happen to be a little bit of a hothead, but not really. But the both of us going at each other about like stupid conspiracy theories was kind of crazy.
Well, remember, I do have a trophy for it. So
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I just think that, and the funny thing is that Howard came back at Trump, like, he clapped back at him, he clapped back, but nobody, it wasn't trending. It wasn't trending at that point. So
Monique dyed her hair blue to fit in with the freaks in the West Village midlife crisis.
you're all so stupid. All right, you
Here's
put
the
down that
trophy for
Oscar.
it.
Put that Oscar down. What? Did you actually did you actually put tape over your last name?
Absolutely.
Did I see spelling errors on there? Did I see a stir
Smart man.
No, BBC
engraved?
type.
That wouldn't be unusual for poor KC. All right, I'm really going to continue with the show now. I
Oh,
swear to
we
God, we're
are.
not even
I do
halfway
need
through.
to go to sleep sometime tonight.
It's horrible. Mo is black. That's why she can't get into Club 33. Oh my God. Listen, if you guys never listened to that show, Xavier and I decided we were just going to do a show about stupid shit talking things. And we got into like the biggest argument about Club 33 and Disney. It wasn't even really an argument. It was just like okay, where are you
Oh, it was
fucking
an argument.
Oh, it was an argument.
Club
It was an
33.
argument. What the
That
hell are you
sounds very
talking about?
important.
It was an argument. I think we barely even talked the next day. You
33.
were so upset with me.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, but it was
I don't
fun.
think people
It's
realize
actually,
that
Two
you and I
master. Oh my
argue
God.
harder than just about anybody else.
Two
What's
make
Xavier?
master. Club 3/5.
What'd you say, Xavier?
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't think people realize that you and I, when we go at it, we go at it. There's no holding back.
No, there's
We
absolutely
make
no
the
holding
politics people look like chums, you know?
Absolutely. You know what? But then I love that.
Yeah, it's like keeping it
I
real.
love
Shit.
people that fight me. You know, I so don't get that in life, other than from you, basically, and maybe every once in a while
And
from
Reacher?
somebody in a chat. Well, Reacher is fucking almost, oh, asshole.
Just
All right, I'm gonna
dreams.
move on. I
Just
swear to God, we're
dreams.
gonna move on. We're gonna
Can we
move on.
move
We're gonna
on?
move on.
And
We're gonna
the
move on. We're gonna
screen's
move on.
changing to make me dizzy.
Okay, ready for another amazing transition?
Yes.
Here we go. Transition, Oprah, and Knock Knock. That's what I named this one. All right, here we go.
Couple of things this weekend. There was one thing was, I follow Oprah. And I think I'm in
You
love
and
with Oprah.
There's one thing. Let me read it off of my little piece of paper here so that I know what to
There
get
was
to.
one
Oprah.
thing
There's one thing.
was, I follow Oprah. And I think I'm in
You
love
and
with Oprah.
I think
know,
you
I know.
are. I don't I'm like, why is he? I sometimes think this to myself at home.
No, you don't.
Why is he obsessed with
Oh,
Oprah?
Jesus.
Excuse me,
Who's
for
on
I'll
at the
answer
door?
your question in a minute. But oh, look who it is. It's the Google alert.
Wow. Okay. Really?
The
Really?
Google alert. I
Really?
missed that, thank God. Wow.
Really?
Can we bring back Scott and Todd? Because that's far edgier than this horse shit.
It's the Google alert. So he's trying really hard. He's doing a full court press to try and get Oprah. I don't know. He has his
Why?
wife
That should work.
adding
That's-
her on Instagram. He
Yeah.
has his wife
Hashtag.
hashtagging Oprah on
Oprah.
Instagram right next to good night and God bless, which is so fucking stupid. I know that knock. Seriously, if I have it on my radio, absolutely the dogs start barking and running towards the door. Absolutely. Yeah.
Does Robin still? She got rid of her Riverside Drive apartment.
You know what? I don't really know.
She's got to
I
have
thought
something
she
still
sold
there.
it and got something else.
I
I
can never
thought she
keep up
still
with
had
her
a
fucking real
pied-a-terre
estate.
in the city. I think that she does.
You remember Gail King was in her building?
Oh, I do remember Gail.
Wasn't
King
that the
was in
perfect
building.
opportunity to try to book Oprah? Shouldn't we all be working on that if it's so? Oprah brought Howard up one time, to my knowledge. Didn't she interview David Arquette when he had a breakdown of some kind, and he brought Howard up during the interview? It's the only time she's ever. Okay. More time.
Wally Joyner.
Josh,
I've said Wally
Arthur,
Joyner before.
thank
Yeah.
you. Arm, can you give me an obscure 90s Major League Baseball player? No, more dominatrix talk, please. I'm almost finished.
I
Both
feel
of
as
us, you say.
abused as Chuck Finley was in 1989 from Tawny Katane on the roof of David Coverdale's car. Josh.
Oh, that's a
That
good one.
cute little chubby Mexican who used to pitch for the
Bill Spot.
for the
Sid
Mets.
Fernandez.
Oh, I loved Sid Fernandez. I met him once. I loved him.
You know,
I
I would have
thought
put money on
lefty.
Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones. He was in minor.
I don't know who these people are,
In the
but that's
90s,
okay.
90s
I
minor.
My
only
Brett
know-
Saberhagen over here.
Robin Ventura.
It's like,
Down Ventura
it's
Highway.
like, hey, I was talking to Ken Caminiti the other day. Sid
Caminiti.
All right, I don't want to go into a whole baseball thing. I'm going to talk
How
about
about that
Oprah.
Kevin Brown in 1998?
I'm going to
Wasn't
talk
he
about
a heat thrower?
I'm
Kevin
going to talk
Brown.
about gratitude hikes now, and
Oh,
talk about
yes,
him
gratitude
and
hikes.
Oprah, and the fact that Beth once again posted or pinned to her Instagram.
No,
the
it reposted it.
gratitude
It
hike
reposted it.
post. She pinned it though. She pinned it. Fernando Valenzuela.
Yeah, that's-
Who's the other chubby Mexican? That's exactly right. Okay. All right, here we go. Here's our gratitude thing.
She has new knees and she's a new woman, and now she's going to do a 10-mile gratitude hike.
Whoa, a
10
gratitude
miles.
hike.
Yeah, I said to myself, Oprah doesn't just hike; she gratitude hikes. Well, she gets there's a posse of women.
Oh my God, I'm loving all the Major League Baseball players.
Oral
Mitch
Hershiser's good.
Williams,
Yep.
Wally
Wally
Joyner.
Joyner.
Wow. Kirby
That was
Puckett.
80s.
Oral
hard to believe.
Hershiser.
Yeah.
He's not
Jack
obscure though.
McDowell.
Oral Hershiser was amazing. Steve
Eddie
Sack,
Martinez, the puppy.
Black Jack McDowell.
Oh, my Mickey Morandini over here.
Morandini.
He didn't even start. I think he was a backup infielder.
Oh my goodness.
Look at all these
Okay.
Like
references.
Carney
Rusty
Lansford over
Guns.
here.
A lot of young girls who hang out with Oprah, like she's their hero,
Oh yeah.
and Gail King. And Gail is out of shape. God
Hey, Javier's no chubby Mexican. God damn all of you.
love her.
Yeah,
She's-
let
He
him
might be
dream.
5 feet tall, but he's
You,
not
you
chubby.
guys are like, there's a
Hey.
lot of 80s baseball players in this.
Guys, I love this. Roman Archie Cianfrocco? Who? Cianfrocco? Who?
John Cru-
Not
John
even one
Cru-
Pedro Martinez reference.
Pedro-
Hippolito
Ramon
Mejia.
That was
Alonso.
good.
Rusty Coons.
Yes, Rusty. I have his baseball cards.
Oh, my
I
Mike
actually do have his
Greenwell.
He's a
baseball
real
cards.
player.
I'm moving on.
Shape and Gail now.
At this point, yeah, like, so Oprah goes, Gail, we're going on a gratitude hike. And Gail's even like, I don't know what it is with Gail. Like, Gail has success. Gail's a talented woman in her own right. She's great on TV, but she will do whatever Oprah says. And I'm more interested in Gail.
If there was another person named Monique on the gunk, what would be called Black Mo?
I love G Canada only brings up Blue Jays in his name.
I know
Never
he's
drifts out of
Canadian. All he
Do
can
you,
bring up is
do
like
you think
Anne
G
Murray.
Canada has a
like,
Joe Carter poster in his bed, above his bed?
He definitely did. Jimmy
Anne
Key,
Murray, Alanis Morissette, and like
Michael J. Fox.
as a homo, I can only contribute obscure 90s pinup guys.
Devon
Oh,
No, Greg
oh my God,
Swindell,
all of you are
W.
so funny. Sid Bream.
Sid Bream is
Rod
good. The Pirates
Dibble.
first baseman.
Oh
Rob
my
Dibble
goodness.
threw 105 miles an hour.
Dick
That's not a
Trickle is a
real
NASCAR
person.
driver.
Is Dick Trickle
he
a
really?
real
He was a
person?
NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
That's his real name.
Dick Trickle. Is that a real person?
He's a real
Well,
person.
that was the thing when I was a
Swear to God,
kid.
he's a
That's
real
what he could have been using in the 90s.
Dick Trickle.
Kelly Gruber.
Can we just get to the calendar at this point?
Kevin,
Repeat.
like Kevin Apier over here.
Kevin Apier. Great one. That's a great one.
Armin Gilliam is my favorite tone. Well, my name's derived from
Oh, Dick Trickle is just
Armin Gilliam. Is my favorite.
Little guy.
delicious. Oh, holy shit. I'm sweating. I'm laughing so hard. Okay,
I'm
let's
dying.
move
I'm dying. I'm dying.
on.
Kevin Seifert.
I had a Dick Trickle after that big gulp tonight.
This, you know what? This cannot be edited because this show would make no effing sense without that chat.
No, it wouldn't. Not without Dick Trickle.
Yeah, but at least we prefaced it with
Yeah.
a super chat that said, "Name your favorite Major League Baseball player."
There you go.
Okay. Let's move on. Here's Howard being a little bit jealous of the gratitude hike. Hold on.
But also, I think there's a huge part of me that wants to be on the gratitude hike with
I
Oprah.
think you want to be in the circle.
Because my wife and I we take a walk every day. So I said, I
And
announced to
you've
my
never
wife.
had a gratitude walk.
No, so I announced to my wife. I even videoed it. I put it on her Instagram. I go, honey, this isn't just a walk. We're doing a gratitude.
I wonder if he shares her Instagram with her. Like, I wonder if he actually posts some of those stupid fucking cats. No,
And
that
it says it has her do it, pretending that it's her doing it.
he
It
logs
actually is.
into her
Yeah,
Instagram, and
that
then
could be. That
that's
could be.
fine. Curious. Oh yeah, my God, I totally need a shirt with Dick Trickle on it. Yeah, I'm not sure I would wear that actually. I gotta be honest with you. I'm a little bit prudish when it comes to my t-shirt wear.
And she goes, what? So we go on the gratitude hike, and I see a bunch of geese flying over that I thought were ducks. And I said, let's follow the ducks and see where they land, and we'll have gratitude. So we go.
None of you know what a gratitude anything is.
Yeah, well, I was watching the Oprah thing. How would I learn?
Okay, I don't want to even hear that. I'm just moving on. Okay. Next. Okay, I really wanted to get to this. And if Dennis moves over to the right, just a snurch, you can see the ridiculous LD, whose little buddy on our site made, and that's what our cover is for the YouTube today. So Howard started to talk Moog Hartley. Is that a real person? Howard started to talk about the I totally lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. That's what happens when we look at the chat too much. Urinal talk. So I want to talk about him peeing, and I want to talk about his urinal, because there's a couple of things that came up with the urinal today.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about his wealth. We talked a little bit about his penis peeing the wrong way issues. We talked about how he actually holds his penis during urinating. And then we talked about how disgusting he thinks other people are when they pee at his house. So let's start that just a little bit right this second.
I'm still thinking about, I went to pee and I peed all over the floor because I don't know, everything sprays to the left-hand side now. So it's impossible.
I have to start sitting down so that that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I had to go clean the whole bathroom with Clorox wipes after I pee. It's like I'm like a farm animal.
Who does that? Okay.
I'm trying to figure that out. How do you
He said that he ran to the bathroom while he was on air, and he can't pee straight anymore. Now, I don't know from this. I've not seen enough men piss.
All right.
But he's saying now it kind of he has to like aim a little bit differently, because he can't just let his penis hang out and pee straight. It pees
unless he has Peyronie's disease. There's really no way for you to go sideways. You kind of aim. It's kind of aim it, and it goes in that direction.
Oh, not him though. Oh, not
I understand
him.
it, but that's the way the physics of it work. It kind of just goes out that way.
Do you guys?
I don't know what I was talking about.
Do you guys all pee straight?
Yeah, I mean, it's not different. The
stream. Don't you hold your penis like a hose? Like don't you hold it so that it aims in the correct?
Not all the time, depending on morning missile.
I mean, not like a showcase, not like a showcase item. But don't you hold? Don't you?
You make sure you're aiming in the right direction.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, like
don't you hold it as if? Don't you aim it? Like, don't you hold it and aim it?
You have to. Can you stroke that a little bit for us?
Slowly.
This is so small though. It's so.
Howard pees sitting down too. Does anybody actually believe he pees like a guy does?
I'm sure I'm not the only person. Like when you have to get up in the middle of the night, I don't even turn on the lights. I'm just in complete darkness, and I never, not one drop goes anywhere other than where it's supposed to.
You mean you don't have to take Clorox wipes and wipe up the whole floor? Because
most people are on cruise control. Most dudes are.
No.
The fact that he doesn't have aim for his piss now is like, I don't know. Maybe
well, let's listen to the rest of it, because I love this whole clip.
It makes me think he didn't hide the condoms well enough.
You know what? That would be amazing if your penis shined a light. That would be kind of insane, I think. All right, let's listen to the rest of this clip, please. Please, can we please?
Animal, I'm peeing all over the floor. But it's really weird. All of a sudden, I take my penis out, And down here where I do the show, I only have like a regular toilet. I don't have my urinal.
Oh,
I have a
sorry.
urinal. Guys are always shocked by that. In my house, I've got like a little private bathroom where I have a urinal, and I love it. And it's awesome. And people go, "You have a urinal in your house?" I go, "Yeah, why wouldn't you? It's so fucking masculine and
You love
perfect."
So I can only
Right on.
imagine. I can only imagine new people coming to his home and Beth doing the whole "let me give you a tour" thing, you know, or you know the way it works. Everybody wants to see what a house looks like.
How many
And
bathrooms you suppose he has in Castle Gay
I
Skulls?
think we know
12?
this. I think we
do
know.
How
we
many
know this?
bedrooms
Do we
are
know?
there?
15.
I think there's
15,
9.
Dennis?
I think there's 9 bedrooms.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
so it's
so about-
15, Dennis.
So yeah, give him a +5 at least for
Yeah,
bathrooms.
so I think it's like 15 bathrooms in there. I think that's coming to mind. That would be about right. I mean, it's 15,000 square feet. So yeah.
Can somebody look that up for us whilst I finish this clip?
Do you
Hang
think
on.
he has a urinal because that way
Urinal.
it makes it more convenient
There's
to
something
pretend he's having
better about that than a
anonymous
Hang on,
toilet.
gay
you're gonna
sex?
know.
When you get,
You're gonna
of
know.
course, because listen,
What do I
I
know?
gotta.
I don't
Well,
have a
your penis. I don't hold my penis with my hand. Number one,
Listen to
because
this.
I don't want to
Are you listening to this? Are you listening to
I
this
am.
psycho
I'm
fucking
listening.
path? Are you listening to this 70-year-old psychopath?
hold my penis with my hand. Number one,
Uh-huh.
because I don't want to have to get a mess, and I don't want to touch my penis.
My penis,
You
my
know,
penis, my penis.
But then you got to do another kind of cleanup. So I hold my penis with my underwear. You follow that?
Huh?
Okay, can
Monique,
we?
you know how many times he's told this story? You know how many over the years? How many times he's verbatim? He's repeated this bullshit.
But
This is
can
part
we
of the
talk
repeat
about it?
washing. It's just the same thing. It's the same. You can
But
go to
can we talk
1999. He's
about a
doing the same.
70-year-old
right.
man holding his penis with his underwear?
First of all, I don't know how the fuck you do that. I really don't. I mean, I'm trying to think
Well-
of the physics of how you. No, it won't
Well,
work.
if you were,
Isn't there a little
you were a-
hole in the underwear so that you
There
can put
is,
it
but
through?
well, Mo,
that's not good. No,
well,
that's,
here's the
that's
thing.
order to- you have to
He's probably
believe it in
wearing.
order to do
He's
that.
on a joke. He's probably wearing silk panties. So that might
No,
that
but they
might
have
help
to have
the
they
equation.
have to have a pee hole, right? I mean,
I'm just
I've
saying.
heard
I'm
this.
just
You know how
saying.
many times I've heard this exact
okay. So let's
rap?
think this through. So let's think about a pair of underwear, right? So it's a pair of underwear, and they have a
Yeah.
so
it
the
has
pair
a
of underwear
slit.
have
Yeah,
a
it's
little
a little.
slit in it, right?
Yeah.
And so
little-
you put it through to pee. So what he does is he holds it by the underwear to aim and pee because he doesn't want to touch his own fucking penis.
I don't
Like,
even
I don't understand.
understand
Do you not wash
This
your
is-
hands afterwards?
This is a guy that supposedly was jerking off 20 times a day. Not so long
You see
ago.
what Greenpoint wrote, Monique?
No.
Yeah, it's a stuttering John story. I've heard John say this exact thing too back in the day.
Well, I
He's
think
stealing
John got
Gary
stories
him.
from other
said
people's
John
life.
did.
Yeah,
If I can-
he's absolutely right.
Ah.
This is part of conflating and stealing stories from other people's life.
But
and
you know,
to fill up. That's why you have no guest.
But
This shit.
maybe
All right.
after he heard that John did this, he thought it was a good idea and started doing it himself.
but wait,
Mo.
I'm trying.
It's just
all right.
it's just to fill the air. He's got
No.
nothing but talk about piss and shit.
Moo.
Yes.
This is the same guy who claimed to be jerking off 80 times a day. And now we're learning that he doesn't touch his penis. Which is it?
He needs a piss coach.
Yes, just Tomcat. That's great.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
needs a
you're
piss
right.
coach.
Xavier's right because I mean, honestly, if you're, I mean, you can touch your own junk. I mean, it's your own junk. I mean, it really.
Every human being
Right.
can touch their own
It's
stuff.
your own thing. I mean,
And yours is
Yeah.
actually out there. It's exposed to air like a fucking hand or a tongue or something like that.
Yeah,
as
I mean,
opposed
it's
to
like-
us, we look like
It's okay to
athletes.
touch. It's okay to touch one eye, Willie.
yeah, exactly. I am so confused over this. This is the guy that says he was jerking off for an hour and nothing happened.
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
wait,
exactly.
you're not going to touch it to go pee. What?
Exactly. Okay, so let's
No.
continue with
Weird
the
shit.
urinal.
And not only that, remember, you talk about finishing in his shirt, on the sheets, waking
Yes.
up, and it's like shit was stuck to him. And now he doesn't touch himself? Like,
Exactly.
Seriously, what
I
happened?
think.
Let's talk
What
about the
happened?
urinal a little bit more. Let's talk about cleaning the urinal. Let's talk about who cleans the urinal.
This is such.
Listen,
Do you have a
listen to this.
So-
cake?
No, I don't. Because it's cleaned every.
Robin asked him if he has a urinal cake. Those little things that
Yeah.
you put in the urinal so they don't smell.
It's a rice cake.
Okay, here we go.
Robin would be laughing
Oh, no,
if she
no,
could
no,
see
no,
a
no, no, no,
video
no,
of
no, no,
this.
no, 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 no. Sorry.
Do you
one
have a
second.
urinal
So-
cake?
No, I don't. Because it's
You know.
cleaned every day,
Yes,
Right.
of course it is.
which is a real treat.
Tell us who does that.
I don't know who does that exactly, but I know
Oh,
it's
God.
got to be a great job. Robin would be.
Can you
Wait,
imagine?
Pause
Can
for
we
a
just
second?
no, let's
Do you have
listen
a
to a
urinal
second.
cake?
Okay.
No, I
Go
don't.
ahead.
Because
You
it's
know.
cleaned every day,
Right.
which is a real treat. I don't know who does that
that.
exactly, but I know it's got to be a great job.
I hate that laugh so much.
I don't know
Okay,
who does that.
Mo, can I say something real quick? Okay.
Yeah.
This is a guy that won't go to work because he's afraid of getting cooties from random people. Now he's professing that he doesn't know the people that are in his home cleaning shit. Think about that shit. So how serious is he about germs if he doesn't even know who the F is in his house?
Of course, he knows who's in his house. He's not going
I
to
know.
tell
And
us.
so it's like it's nothing.
Rita or
You know what?
Well,
It's literally a Simpsons
Grandma.
episode where the next episode you forget about Homer going to the moon. You know, it's like literally from one transition to the other. Nothing
doesn't
is
want to know the
cohesive
staff. You know why?
story.
Because there's probably a staff of multitudes. Thereby, he doesn't. It's like upstairs, downstairs, except
But
not
nothing makes
quite
sense.
probably as prolific as that. But if he has like 3 or 4 people, he probably has no fucking idea what their names are. Yeah, he really,
Yeah,
truly,
but he's supposed to be
probably
a
has no
germaphobe.
fucking
But
idea.
it's not that he knows
It's not about
fucking
being a germaphobe.
Maria
It's just
Consuela
somebody came
and
in with their
whatever.
fucking
It's the fact that
fabuloso
he doesn't.
and clean the goddamn urinal. That's all he cares
So
about.
how
Are
serious
you
is he about
implying that
germs if he doesn't know the own people that are physically in his house?
Doesn't
Even when he was in
matter.
his house,
They get tested and they clean it. That's all he cares
Yeah.
about.
Okay. Sure.
the germ
You
stuff
know that little buddy
never
just
made sense.
continues
The
with
thing is,
fucking baseball players we never heard
Like
of.
if they literally had to give him let's say like him not showing up to work was like a serious like lawsuit and had to depose him, they could just play the show like, dude, none of this makes sense. Your wife is canoodling with strangers. You have strangers in your house. You're going to random places, and
He doesn't have
admittedly so,
strangers in his
but
house.
you're
That's
afraid to go
awful.
into a studio. Okay.
Of course. David says, remember at the beginning of COVID, Beth and Howard were wiping down gym equipment like crazy. And it's like, who else is using your fucking equipment? That's exactly right. Remember, Beth was so exhausted
Yes, from cleaning
cleaning everything. Could you honestly tell me with 2 people living in a 9-bedroom, 10,000 square foot house
15.
that you don't shut down half the fucking house because nobody is there? I mean, literally, what do you have to clean besides the kitten room, maybe the kitchen, maybe the bathroom, maybe your bedroom, and
And the Roomba, remember, it was the Roomba sponsorship at that point.
oh my God, the Roomba, right? They had to buy 4
Called
of them.
President Roomba,
Mhm.
which is bullshit. The crew was always there. The staff was always there cleaning. Staff was always there cooking.
He has staff
full
that
of
are
shit.
always there, of course.
So full of shit.
Okay, so let's continue with the conversation about the bathroom. X, can you call your cousin to interview the help after they get dropped off at Home Depot? This is Steve Harvey Oswald. All right, let's move on to people using the guest bathroom. And again, another complete and utter bullshit story, and we'll talk about it at the end of this.
Robin would be laughing if she could see a video of this. And then I'm on my knees with the Clorox wipes cleaning.
On his knees with the Clorox wipes, cleaning up the floor because he peed all over it, just so you know.
Up because that's the right thing to do.
Right.
We have friends who come
Germaphobe.
to our house.
Listen to this. Listen to this part, please. Please.
We have friends who come over our house. We have a guest powder room, in our living room.
Sure.
And I have a couple of male friends who come over. Every time they leave, there's
Couple of male friends who come over. Every time they leave, ready? Okay, couple of male friends come over. Hold on, just listen.
meant for a man to stand up. You got to just sit down on
sorry.
it.
Sure.
And I have a couple of male friends who come over. Every time they leave, this floor is soaking wet.
Wet.
A toilet is not meant for a man to stand up. You got to just sit down on it and pee when you're at a because my wife goes, "Oh my God, so
I
much
don't
is
understand
here."
how they can leave it that way. They leave it that way.
Wait a minute.
So
Ralph,
here he is at a bathroom is soaking wet when he has all these friends, all these guys who come over.
Guys, but
Pee
wait,
like a fucking hose.
Okay.
wait. But wait a minute. Let's step back a second. He said that men should be sitting down. But you were just saying you went to the bathroom and you were standing up and you peed all over the floor.
Look at what Benjamin says.
Wait
Exactly.
a minute.
Won't touch his dick, but he'll wipe up the urine off the floor. Sure.
Exactly. The story makes no sense, but I like that only guys are coming over his house, which is really fucking weird.
No, the guys piss all over the place because the women do the proper
there's no-
way that men should piss, which is sitting down.
No, he never
And
said
by
any
the
women
way,
came over. He
3-year-olds
said guys come over.
3-year-olds sit down to pee. Okay, 3-year-olds,
Right.
not real boys.
No,
3-year-olds.
men don't sit down to pee. But he's saying only men are coming over. If you listen to that, there's no women coming over. It's men coming
No,
over.
the men
which
who
is
come over.
the
Okay,
men.
let's listen to it. Let me listen to it. Again.
Ooga.
Would be laughing if she could see all of this. And then I'm on my knees with the Clorox wipes cleaning up because you know that's the right thing to do. We have friends who come over our house. We have like a guest powder room, in our living room.
Sure.
No, you don't.
And I have a
does have a
couple of
guest
male
room.
friends who come over. Every time they leave, this floor is soaking wet. A toilet is not meant for a man to stand up. You got to just sit down on it and pee when you're at it. Because my wife goes, "Oh my God, so
I
and so
don't
was just here."
understand how they can leave it that way. They leave it that way.
No, that doesn't happen. I've had parties at my house. I've had parties at my apartment where I've had over, I don't know, 35, 40 people at my home. A legit party where the bathroom wasn't like that. Like a legit party, not like 4 or 5 of your closest COVID, friends coming
but
over to
I
Were
feel
your
so
friends-
weird.
Were your friends relieving themselves on your face voluntarily, like Howard
Yes,
was?
yes, they were. Yes, they were.
So I feel so weird. I've been to Monique's house and I didn't piss all over her floor. I should have done that.
Rookie
I kind of should have
move.
mentioned it to you at the time, but I was on my knees. There I was on my knee. Listen.
Okay.
I clean up more pee from fucking Ryder being excited about going outside before able to open the door than I have about any human being ever being in my home ever.
The guy can't get down 2 steps without assistance on Ellen or
I think
Katie
the-
Couric. You really think he's getting on his knees to auto-fellate
No,
Neil Patrick
Literally,
Harris?
the Howard Stern show is now the Mike Walker bullshit story show.
the Mike Walker bullshit show.
Yeah, it's literally like which is the true story of what he talked about today. 'Cause none of
Super
it
Trooper,
is
that's
real.
pretty good. You think
It's
he's
just-
stealing tropes from Curb Your Enthusiasm?
No,
Almost.
I don't think he's ever
Larry
even
David.
watched Curb Your
I'm going to have to go
Someone
through that
is.
and watch.
Someone
I
is.
think his staff is.
He's
He
never
doesn't
watched
watch it.
Seinfeld,
He doesn't
and he's
watch
never
it.
watched Curb.
He doesn't watch it, but his staff does, and they're writing him
Correct.
tropes, handing him the
Correct.
script.
Yeah, this is him being a minimalist.
No.
again.
They-
giving him
that-
too much
yeah,
credit.
John's onto something here because remember his staff watched all these shows and remember they
Right.
always did bring up things about those shows.
You're
and
just
have
like
stolen
Larry
from it.
David, Howard. You got to watch
Green
Curb.
Point,
You're
you
just
are 1,000% right. This guy is trying to convince us that his guest bathroom is like a dive bar on East 3rd Street at 3 a.m. You're exactly right. Like seriously, I don't think anything. It's not humanly possible that his bathroom could be soaking wet. There's more to this.
Soaking wet.
Oh my goodness. Okay. If I was at Monique's place and got drunk, I wouldn't pee on the floor. I'd find a house. Although I do have a friend who came over for a dinner that I had one time and he threw up. He got so drunk, he threw up all over my
Oh, we all
bathroom
done that.
and then left. But and his wife's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Monique." Blah, 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 just like, and you literally would have thought that there was like a toddler murder in there. There was fucking vomit everywhere.
But they
They had
he
to
didn't
shut
get
the door, not look at it, and then call a cleaning person to come and look at because I would have thrown up. There's no way I could have
so,
gone.
but he didn't get any of the expensive towels. None of the
He
Portuguese
did not
towels.
get the Portuguese towels, and he did not pee on the floor. Just throwing it out there.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah.
Dennis, since you're the only one that's been to her house, did you have to leave a credit card at the door for incidentals?
Tell him.
When you
Tell him.
went in?
Tell him the truth.
It was just a small deposit.
Thank you. Thank you. Just
I thought so.
less than 3 digits. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
I am not unreasonable.
Sorry, we
She
don't
did.
take Discovery.
But when she went out of the room, she told me to clap my hands and make sure.
You have to clap in front of the camera. Clap twice. Yeah, you had to put the schmuck on with no pockets.
Oh, you're such a dick. We had fun. You're an asshole.
We
All
had
right, let me
great
move on.
fun.
Okay. So let's talk about Ralph using his guest bathroom, that's right. He had to sign an NDA. He knows it. He fucking knows that's right. Gunkapalooza will be held at Monique's place this year due to health and safety. You know what? No joke. I think the DabbleCon thing is actually ridiculous because nobody wants to go to Rochester in February.
Rochester.
I hope it works out for them. I truly do. But I would love to have a gunk thing one day. I just really
Not in
would. I think it
Rochester.
would be so much fun. I just can't. I don't have the hubris to even imagine that people would want to come and do something like that
I
with
can
us.
just imagine the whole thing going down like an episode of To Catch a Predator. Hey, Dennis, did you bring the beer and condoms?
Exactly. Several fine gentlemen following me back to my hotel.
Exactly.
Can't
Yes,
make
I
it.
did
I'll
bring
be
the
at
beer and
a,
condoms. You mind stepping over here? Have a seat.
Jesus.
I'll be at GrilloCon. I can't make it.
GrilloCon. You can wear
Oh,
your
dude, the Deppening Con
your,
would be pretty
rollerblades.
tits.
DepoCon, exactly.
DepoCon.
DEFCON
There you
1.
go. Make it happen,
DEFCON
John.
1.
There's been way worse things than DepCon.
DEFCON
DepCon.
1.
There you go. DepoCon 1. DepoCon 2.
Okay, here we go. So Ralph using the guest bathroom. So let's listen to this for a second. Last week we heard that Ralph was coming over to do these measurements, that stupid tuxedo of his, and that he was going to be staying in the garage with him to do this because Ralph was not allowed in the house. So just a little bit of a slip up on Howard's part here. And no, that's not true. Tiger Lily would come as well. So it would be 70 dudes, Tiger Lily, and Monique. That's who it was. Oh, and Miss Beaverhausen. There we go. David says, if we do GunCon, let's rent out the Pelican Brief Auditorium at the Memorial.
So
Building.
funny.
That's how we're talking about structure.
Structure.
That would be amazing. Okay, so Ralph using the bathroom. Let's go.
Ralph was over here, and I did bring him.
Okay, just listen to the phrasing. Okay, here we go.
You know, he said he had to pee before he left.
You know.
He came over to help me with the tuxedo for my daughter's wedding, and he goes, before I leave, you know, the other guy here with him is such a gentleman. He's like, I go, you guys need anything?
He's such a gentleman. He's not going to pee in my fucking house.
The other guy goes, no, we don't need anything. Ralph goes, I do need to use the bathroom. And I'm like, oh, no. Then I'm like, what bathroom do I bring him to? I'm like, so my wife won't be disgusted because Ralph fucks everything up. He just does. If he uses something, it breaks.
Oh,
so anyway, I kind of screwed up. I brought him to this beautiful little main powder room we have that we use for guests because I didn't know where else to bring him. I wasn't going to let him use my bathroom, you know, with my urinal and stuff, because then I'd be so disgusting. I don't want anybody using my bathroom. So I brought him down there, and I
brought him down there. Where's down there? Where's down there? So if you're in the garage already, where's down there?
What a rock on tour with detail. What a great storyteller.
So
God
I'm
damn.
gonna bring up a
I
point.
think I'm right there with all the detail.
But I'm going to bring up a point. By their garage, I imagine is a bathroom right there.
I don't know.
I mean,
why couldn't he use the bathroom in Kitten Cancer Ranch?
Because it's off the pool. There's a pool bathroom. Yeah, this is all fake.
That's why.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. Yes, that's where he
No,
went.
okay, so here's the way I visualize it. You know they were in his bedroom or in his master closet that probably is as big as a
can't get out of
bedroom, that he has, like, you know, a wall full of like hexagonal mirrors all around it with like a little step up thing so that you can like try on a suit or something.
Well, Beaverhausen's right. Ralph has been there. Why is this new to Ralph? How many times has he been there? Why does he not show himself around? How is this new to Ralph?
Right, to use any bathroom.
To use anything. He knows the whole layout.
He's worried because he doesn't want Ralph to use his bathroom, which means that's the one where they are, right? So
exactly.
He doesn't want him to use his bathroom, so he takes him down to this lovely powder room that they have.
Powder room.
What world are we in right now? That a man who has more bathrooms than probably the four of us fucking put together
easy
has to determine where his closest confidant is going to fucking pee. Like, in what world is this even a fucking story? It drives me insane.
It isn't.
Insane. Let me
Seems a little
finish the
bit
clip.
fake.
I'm just going to back it up just a snurch. So let's listen. Sorry. It would help if it
Let them
played.
use my bathroom, with my urinal and stuff, because then I'd be so disgusting.
Why?
I don't want anybody using my bathroom.
Why?
So
Except
I
Justin
brought him
Gross.
down there, and I said to my wife, "Look, I had to let Ralph pee. I couldn't say no. Go outside like a dog." I said, "Just so you know, give you a heads up. I let him pee in the main bathroom there, and
So I let him pee in the main bathroom there. So you have to you have to alert your wife to the fact that you let your closest confidant pee in her bathroom.
It's not its bathroom. Its bathroom's in the other wing.
I
don't know where the fuck they were. As far as I was concerned, they were in the goddamn garage, right? I mean, so who knows what's going on in this house? Let me just finish the clip and then we can talk about it. Hang on, let me just finish the clip. Sorry for interrupting you guys.
I said, just so you know, give you a heads up. I let him pee in the main bathroom there, and he goes, "Oh no,
oh no."
I go, "Yeah." I said, "I hope you didn't pee on the floor." But she did check. I mean, I never looked. So, fans of mine.
Can you even fucking imagine that this is a story?
No, this is just killing time. This is literally just killing time with a fake story.
There is no universe where Ralph doesn't know every inch of that house and every bathroom and where to use it and what he can use and how he can use it. It's just there's not semblance of truth to this.
David says Ralph has probably peed in Howard's mouth and he's concerned.
Exactly.
You should use. Like, no joke. Seriously? You live in Castle Grayskull. You are surrounded by bushes and fucking trees. If you really didn't want him in your fucking house, he could
go pee in the yard.
I peed in those bushes. Absolutely did. There was no public bathroom. I peed
exactly, Bingo. Why would Beth even give a fuck about where? Like, why is this even a story?
I know.
It's mind-blowing that this could actually be something he's talking about. Stern is one sick asshole for complaining someone had to use the bathroom, then having to tell Beth, listen, Music Stream, if it's even a true story, let's be honest.
Music Stream, if you had a radio show, would this be your content? Someone using your bathroom and spend a half hour on it?
As far as Music Stream is concerned,
that's
anything
ironic.
Other than the fact that I had a strip fucking steak tonight, because he never wants to hear anything that has to do with our personal lives. He only wants to hear about the content in the clip.
Yeah, it's all business. This is
as
very serious stuff, Music Stream.
It's
very serious
Music
stuff.
Stream is
We're
very
really splitting
serious
the atom here. This is great stuff.
It is splitting the atom, yes.
Jeremy Harrelson says, seriously, is there any chance in hell that Gary, Benji, Fred aren't zoned out drooling during these shows?
Oh, Fred is.
How can they not? They're not even paying attention to the show.
Fred is literally, I don't know, looking
Amazon?
at, I don't know, Harley Davidson's or figuring out where his wife's moving to. He is not paying attention to the show at all.
No.
Fred is asleep.
No, if Fred did 4 drops all day today, which were all from probably like 1992, it would be a lot. Is this really a person? Nui Fots? Is that really a person?
No.
Sure, why not? I don't know.
That's a person.
Why not?
We'll run with
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, look at the
harken
time.
back to Tracy Millman. I want Fred's job. That's how you know his easiest job.
We
Tracy
should do a
Millman's.
Costco hot dog podcast. Oh my god, it'll be so freaking funny. We kind of did last week when I threw up a little bit. Okay, so then he got into. Then he got into.
Oh, look at the time.
Oh yeah, it's time to go almost. Okay, we're almost ready.
Jesus.
Howard on the Walking Dead thing. Do we want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's do this because this is actually really seminal. Oh my god, this is hilarious. It's so bad.
Let's cue it up just really quickly. Hold on a second. Let me go.
I'll stay awake for this.
Okay, this will be 5 minutes of our lives. Okay, so we didn't get into the Pornhub thing, which I really want to do because I want to talk to you guys. You guys in the chat. I want to talk to you guys about the top searches of the year and what guys are really into in terms of porn. Maybe, you know what? let's save the Pornhub thing for like maybe Thursday or Friday, and we'll do a Pornhub show because I'm
Sure, why
really,
not?
really curious with people
I can get up for that.
with people's interest in positions and feed and group sex and all the things that Pornhub says were the most important things for 2022. Okay, so let's move on. All right, so Norman Reedus happened to have been on John Bernthal. Okay, I just want you to know his name is Bernthal,
Just call him the
Bernthal,
Punisher. Frank
Yeah,
Castle. His name is
yeah.
Frank Castle.
not Berenthal, as you will hear
Yeah.
Howard say
I was
5
wondering who
minutes.
he was
Just call him
talking
Punisher.
about.
He's a
It's-
Punisher.
Okay, whatever. It's not
He's a
John
midget too.
Berenthal. Is he?
Yeah, I've been in the same room with him. Dude's not the biggest guy in the world.
I
Is
know,
he-
but
is
you're
he
only
even
5 feet tall, so
5'10"?
everybody's kind of tall to you. Let's listen to a little bit of the clip and then we'll come back.
I heard him talk
dark,
about
like,
that. He said,
the
"What
picture
happened?"
was
He's like, I couldn't
dark.
see anything.
Yeah. And I was like, no. And then
By the way, there's no part of me that doesn't think somebody like a Norman Reedus isn't somebody who lives in like Central Florida and owns a meth lab. Not joking.
I told
He
Gimp,
looks like it.
dude, send him screeners
Yeah.
before the show comes
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So he'll talk about us. He's
Yeah.
got like a bazillion listeners.
Yeah.
No.
He's a
Oh,
fan
God,
of the
this is
show.
where you-
Send it to him. Scott's like, of course I will.
Yeah.
Didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and Wolfie every once in a while check.
Meanwhile, he's got like a 3-camera fucking
Didn't
setup
just do
here.
it.
We ran into him like somewhere, right? Like we ran
Yeah.
and we were like
And
telling
I
him
ran
how
into
we-
Right?
Baba
3-cam?
Booey at the White House.
Yes.
Wow, what was that?
Seriously, he looks like he
Master
lives near
Wide,
Moon Lake
and then
and makes
single
meth.
single.
Yeah. And we talked for a second. And
Yeah.
And then my publicist, I was like, oh yeah, I spoke to Baba Booey, and Howard does not want you on the show. Why? Just doesn't want him on the show. I'm like, oh, dude,
All right, so everybody's all devastated about the fact that Howard doesn't want him on the show. So, Howard's trying to, the subterfuge is ripe in this because
Backpedaling.
the total backpedaling. All right,
Total
here we go.
backpedaling.
Let's listen.
Fans of mine, and Norman Reedus has this horrible story about how he loves me so much and I never let him on this show. Never had him on.
What
Yeah,
was
and
the
I was listening.
story?
And the reason I never had Norman Reedus on was like,
I don't know why.
I guess in a way I bought into his character. I said he's just like the quiet sort of guy on. What are you going to interview? The quiet guy on Walking Dead who walks around with like a bow and arrow and shoots people.
Basically, that he said to Gary, "Nah, the fucking guy looks like he's boring. There's no
He's
way I
not
want him."
famous enough. It's not about
Exactly,
what he
he's not
is.
famous
You
enough.
know,
I don't-
he's
I
not
don't
famous
know.
enough. It took him 5 seasons to have Bryan Cranston on, Monique, because he couldn't figure it out. And the
Well-
guy's the greatest interviewer. He's such a great guy.
He-
and
He
an idiot.
he doted over Bruce Springsteen, who's literally has said 20 words since the Reagan administration.
Yes, exactly.
Well, no,
No, it's not
Steven-
about repartee. Exactly right. That's
Yeah, but he
exactly
did have the other guy on. What's his name?
Oh God,
Oh,
yeah.
the guy that plays
I
Negan.
think-
The guy. I
yeah,
can't
we
remember, I
can't
don't remember his
remember
name.
either, but
He's
he's
been
the
on a
guy.
few times.
Right,
But-
but the Norman Reedus has been on since
Jeremy,
like
what's his face?
moment
Yeah,
one.
but-
All right, let's listen to the rest of this. Hang on.
People in the head. I mean, I don't know.
Jeffrey
And
Dean
has a
Morgan.
dog.
But he was like, I can't believe he never had me on. And then
Because
John's
John's been on the show.
on, and Negan's been on a couple
Negan's
of
been
times.
on.
They don't know his name.
Yeah.
Andy
And
Morgan.
John
Andy
Burns,
D.
Jeffrey
Morgan.
Jeffrey
Dean.
Dean, Andy
He was the
Morgan.
biggest
Yeah.
Howard Stern fan, and he's
Cincinnati.
never had you on. And then John Barenthal has this sort of cockamamie idea that I won't have Norman Reedus on our show because he sat near my wife at a movie premiere, and I somehow think that my wife is in love with Norman Reedus.
Oh, she doesn't
And-
watch The Walking Dead, does
No,
she?
but she fell in love with Norman Reedus at the movie premiere. He's got a whole,
Oh,
but I guess in a way I'm to blame for that because I kind of, like I said, oh, my wife was sitting near Norman Reedus, and I kind
Yeah, Norman Reedus.
Maybe Norman was a client.
You know,
what's
I
so
have that
funny,
clip
though?
for you, Monique.
What's even funnier though is that he said he finished watching The Walking Dead this weekend, and The Walking Dead has been off the air now for what, 2 months?
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
he brought it up that he's walking. It was just so weird how he tried to tie it all together with this Norman Reedus thing. It was
Just randomly
bizarre.
watching Walking Dead in
You
January.
just randomly finished watching it now.
What a
Well, the
tweak
bottom
you
line
made.
is on this show, once you've done the wrap-up show, you are tainted from ever getting on the show in any way, shape, or form. And I'm
That's
sure
true.
he's one of the wrap-up show guys. You know, we don't watch it anymore, listen to it anymore, but I guarantee he's done the wrap-up
No,
show.
Reedus had a.
So I want you to know that not only is Norman Reedus
Oof,
married to Diane Kruger, who
Jesus.
is absolutely gorgeous and
Man's world.
man's world, but
Man's world.
before he was married to Diane Kruger, he also was married to another supermodel. Oh, he was with Jesus Christ. He was with Helena Christensen. And yeah.
That's
So,
in the clip I sent you.
so real supermodel. Okay.
Yeah.
Real supermodel.
Real supermodel.
With real
And
cans.
I think they had a child together.
Nimbos.
And yeah, so that was
What
his
a wicked game he plays.
Oh,
Yes.
and right, exactly.
That's pretty good, Mike McNeil. He's a male Amanda Pete. That's good.
Totally. So
Yes.
Norman Reedus has always gotten the girl. I mean, he might look like dirty guy to most of us.
He's a good rap.
But he's kind of like, what's his face? Who's the guy with the big dick that everybody sleeps
Pete
with
Davidson?
nowadays?
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson. He's like a little bit older Pete Davidson. I mean, seriously, this is not a guy that I would ever think of as being like even remotely attractive in any stretch.
Maybe he's really interesting.
Look at that hair.
I like the dude, but he looks like an ashtray made a wish to become a human.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He's kind of not he's not that attractive. I'm not gonna lie. He's just kind of like a little bit of a weirdo. Let me see what you got on Norman Reedus. Give me something, because we'll do a little bit of that coming into
It was exactly what Howard's talking about. So I went back and found what the hell that was. It's from 2016 December. Beth had gone to a movie premiere with him, and she actually brings up Aniston in this.
Okay, which one? 1, 2, or 3?
Let's play one.
Went to a movie the other night with like half your dress cut out, and you're sitting next to
Yeah.
Norman Reedus.
Oh, wow. What a great guy. He's a big animal lover, and he has a cat. We talked about his cat.
Here
my
we
cat.
go. Let's hear more.
And yeah, we're going to do something together.
We are?
Yeah.
I mean, you are.
He wants to help with rescue, and
Oh, I bet he does.
we're supposed to get together.
What do you mean we're supposed to
I
get
mean,
together?
we're friends now. And
You're friends with Norman Reedus.
I'm friends with Norman Reedus. How cool.
You don't even watch the
You
show.
don't even know.
I'm sorry, didn't Norman Reedus say, yeah, I just saw her at like a premiere. I said hi, and that was it. And
Yeah, it's Beth conflating the entire
Yeah.
interaction.
She doesn't
Yeah.
care about Walking Dead, and now you're friends with Norman Reedus. And I had told you you were only allowed to sit next to women when you go to these movies.
Well, I was in between two handsome men.
Right.
Office Christmas party with our friend Jennifer Aniston. Speck. Will Speck is a friend of ours. It was
Paying client.
very, very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Does Norman come with a woman, or is he solo?
He was with a guy friend who actually is looking to adopt a cat as well. So I think that not at all. He's a huge fan
Eiffel
of the
Tower,
show.
you're right.
He's
Who's his
No.
girlfriend, or is he gay?
You know what? He used to be, I don't
He's
know,
gay,
married
right?
to? No.
Oh.
He used to be married to that supermodel, Elena Christensen.
Oh, really?
They're married. They have a
Is he a
child
super
together.
good guy?
Helena. Helena.
Like sexy. Right? Like he's like
She knows he's ugly. She knows he's ugly.
Yeah, there's something very cool about him.
When he was young, he killed cats.
So he's a huge fan of
No, I
the
know.
show,
I
and
know.
we're gonna get together. But us.
Damn right.
Anyway, let's get all of those animals home for the holidays. That would make me.
You should heard of
Maybe you'll start to look.
All right, enough of that.
Its voice
Yeah.
is painful.
So that's how it went.
I'm gonna leave in 4 minutes, just so you know.
Okay, thank you for sharing with us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we are wrapping up. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes already. I don't even know where to go. He's angry at Gary. because
Anyway,
he
I
didn't-
felt bad.
That's so funny.
And then I was listening to this discussion about me, and
We threw him under the bus.
then I got angry with Baba Booey, because Baba Booey, his job is to, like, for some reason, everyone seems to think Baba Booey's good at talking to celebrities. I think he's a disaster when he talks to
Why do you
celebrities.
say that?
because he's supposed to protect me.
He's supposed to protect me.
He's supposed to
So
be
he's
the
upset
guy.
that if in fact
You know,
Gary said
Gary's
something
job is
about
to
him
go
not being
basically
on the
say,
show,
listen, man,
you're supposed to protect
Howard
him.
isn't even in on the decisions on who comes on the show.
That's exactly what I'm reading here. That Howard
Yep.
basically said, I don't want that fucking guy on. He's probably boring.
Yep.
And Beth also fucking kind of digs him. And then Gary's job is not to say, no, Howard doesn't want him. It's to just say, we don't really have the time right now. We really are too busy. So that's what the next clip is, that they have no time for Norman Reedus.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of it is timing, right? A lot of it really is timing. A lot of it
Here's
is
Robin
Timing.
again.
What?
Yeah,
we're down-
Gary's
we're
right.
down
In
to-
all the, how many years has that show been on? There was never a right time.
But think about how many guests we have on. We're on 3 days a week. We don't do a guest every day like we used to. We're doing less guests. And
That's true.
There's, I mean,
Robin,
it's not as easy.
But
We've
there's
been on-
never been a right time.
Robin, we've been on for 50 years, and there's no time for Norman Reedus.
That's the truth.
I'm with Robin 100% on this. There's absolutely no reason you can't have a guest. What we just listened to today. Play the Groovin clip, Monique. This is why he can't have people on. So this is like he was on NPR and he let it slip that this is what the mandate he gives to his staff, and this is why you don't hear guests like this for 3 weeks. This is the world's greatest interviewer, by the way.
For me, with the radio show, and now we put the show on 3 days a week, I'll turn to my people and say, all the people who work with me, and I'll say, look, for the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, don't have any guests. I need to groove. Still think my audience appreciates the most to this day when I walk in, and yeah, I have an agenda, kind of, but I let things unfold. And it just morphs into this great kind of experience where you're sitting in a room with your friends and being funny. And I have to tell you, the days I know I have a guest coming in, I have knots in my stomach sometimes because I know I'm not going to be doing that thing.
The groove thing?
You talk Jerry Seinfeld in one of
And my methodology for doing that is when it hits me, I always have a pad and a pen around. And when it hits me, I then write to one of my producers, Jason Kaplan, and I go notes for air. And I quickly get this stuff down and I start to develop what it is I want to talk about. But as I describe in the book,
I know you hear the lip smacking.
Yeah, I know. Crummy Crew when I was making it.
Oh, I'm never in the moment. I'm always mining for material. But I
He
said,
was
"Isn't that
nervous.
terrible." He goes, "No." And I had to learn more balance.
He's nervous to talk to Terry Gross. You could what's
Yeah.
her face? What's her name?
Terry Gross. He wasn't supposed to let that slip. That grooving stuff is not for our ears. He let that slip, and I've
Agreed.
never heard it again. I've never heard it before that, and that's why you don't hear someone for a month. That if you remember last January, it was just like this. There wasn't
Yes.
a guest. There's something about him coming back in January with no guests, and
And he
it's
has
a
lots of
laziness
thoughts.
too. You have to research a guest. You have to.
He's
show
got lots of
passion.
thoughts. He's got
he's got a lot of
films that he
thoughts.
needs to get out. He's got Christmas clips to still get to. Come on, guys.
Well, no, he has said on the air though. I remember last year he did say a couple of times that he needs to groove.
He
So
needs
he
to
has
I haven't
said-
heard it since. I haven't heard it.
Yeah. Since this happened, he says I have
Night,
to
guys.
groove.
All right. Good night.
Night.
Steve. So after
but-
that, we had a discussion about everybody loving Hollywood Squares. I'm not even going to
Oh,
play that.
Jesus Christ!
because-
You know.
Shit.
Then he was talking about how they had a special Zoom, like a
Behind the
VIP
scenes.
Zoom room.
Behind the scenes Zoom room. Behind the
I mean,
scenes. That's exactly what it was.
Goddamn embarrassing. I mean, seriously, goddamn embarrassing the way he was talking about this pathetic production he did with the Zooms. I mean, honestly, it was just utter pain.
It was
And
behind
then-
the scenes. It was painful. It
Oh,
was.
and then the fake Howard Stern, who sounds nothing like Howard Stern, going on and on about that. Really
Well,
kind of
I have two
pathetic.
clips I need to play for us before we leave the show. This is just a long ass fucking pause. So let me just play this real quick.
A couple other things fans wrote in.
2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005.
People wrote in about Matt the TikToker. Oh, I remember that guy last week. The guy who said his house is haunted. You remember?
Matt the TikToker. Yeah, people wrote in on that. Okay. And then, yeah, see, the cat always knows when it's time to wrap up. So, last thing we're going to say is that Howard announced today that it is officially today, January 9th, that they are at Sirius for how long?
17 years.
6,
Fact, right
17
before.
years, yeah.
This is going to blow your mind. Today is the anniversary of us coming to Sirius.
70 years.
How many years? This is
70
the
years.
17th anniversary of us coming to Sirius. Can you imagine? We've been
Wow,
here
today.
today. It's funny. It seems like only yesterday we came here. And if you even asked me how long we've been here, I would have said, I don't know, 5-10 years. It's 17 years. And when we first came here, it was really weird because a lot of so-called experts said to me, you better get paid in advance. You don't know if that company's going to be around. I said, I have faith they're going to be around. I think they know what they're doing. And I think things are going to be great. And, it really was a big risk to come here, but 17th anniversary of being at Sirius.
Yeah. Bravo. Congratulations to you, sir.
Do you think
Congratulations.
there's any way he doesn't know exactly what his contract is, when the day ends, when it starts? He knows every fucking bit of that. I don't know if it's been here 10 years. So he can't even tell the truth about the years he's been there. That's how many lies he tells.
Nothing. Okay, I realize that it's 11:18. I'm going to play one last clip, and then we are done for the night.
is
It's
the,
not even. We're not even going to conclude with cleaning out the computer, but I need to do the Trump probes Howard's prenup from.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Oh,
good.
I thought we were going to talk about
Yeah.
Nikki Glaser being on The Masked Singer.
Fuck her too. Gives a shit about her.
To get off the subject, hey Robin, help me here. When are you getting married?
Make it louder.
We're looking at 08, of course, this year. We're looking at maybe the fall.
Well, I hope I'm going to be invited to that wedding. That'll be a great. Let me tell you.
You really want to go?
Yes, I would come if you invite me. I come. Listen,
Wait,
you
great.
sent me.
pressure.
I don't know if that's.
Gotta have a wedding.
Howard.
Hold.
Okay, so you're getting married in 08.
08, probably the fall. But
Will you or will you not have a prenuptial agreement?
We will.
Of course you will.
That's already been discussed.
Yeah, just.
but you haven't started working on it.
Do you think he would have been happier with a prenuptial agreement? I watched him on Larry King before he got married.
Who?
Paul McCartney.
Oh,
Absolutely.
he's nuts.
That poor bastard. If he only had one.
Oh,
She only wants 250 million.
yeah. Oh, and you know what?
Years of marriage.
He really blew.
Oh.
What a dumb move.
I don't get the whole deal. I didn't get it from day one, but now I really don't get it. So
I really liked him as a guest on that
He's
show.
a great guest.
Yeah.
One of the best.
guest. Yeah,
One of
great
the best.
Not
Because
my
he
favorite
pushed
person.
back
Brother.
shit like that.
Great guest. All right. Was there anything else I needed to tell you guys about? No, but are you
So,
guys?
Did you hear what Trump said about McCartney? You didn't
Yes.
think that's ironclad in his fucking plughead now about prenuptial? There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
way he didn't protect himself 10,000 times.
Yeah, but he had to protect himself. I mean,
course,
there's no
yeah.
way that
What a
guy
gold
could
digger.
not protect himself.
Yeah.
Against,
Well, party girl. When you have a
and
party
the
girl,
thing
you
is,
have to
I'm not going to have children with you, and I'm getting a prenup.
Yes.
Those are the two things that were, instructed before he even got married. All right, guys, it's late. Tomorrow's a school night. Not for me, but for most of you.
For me.
So I think we need to wrap this up just right now. I know you have some Trump Jr. clips. We absolutely have to do a cleaning out the computer. I cannot even stand how many clips.
That's the blackface Monique thing.
Oh, I cannot
Yeah.
wait to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to end this right now. Thank you, everybody. You guys in the chat were amazing tonight. I thank you so much for that. And then I guess we're gonna see you tomorrow. Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.